program is an exclusive presentation of ABC Sports, the network of the Olympics.
NCAA college football. Today, the Trojans of the University of Southern California meet the California Golden Bears. ABC Sports exclusive brought to you by Chevy. Chevrolet announces a new kind of American car, the new Chevy Chevette. By Homelight, makers of the new XL2 chainsaw, only chainsaw with 2 triggers to make cutting just as easy. By the STP Corporation, all across the country, people smile. And by Schlitz, they brew that beer with gusto to taste the best. Life's too short to settle for less, so go for the gusto or don't go at all. Whether approaching San Francisco by land, air, or water, a magnificent panorama and exciting view unfolds here at the world's most cosmopolitan city. Yes, the Golden Gate Bridge, magic name and symbol, this firm, graceful expanse shining in the sun or trying to poke through an early afternoon fog, has an effect of great beauty. A city of large bridges, a city, one of the most talked about and best loved cities in the world. And coming east across the Bay Bridge, we come to Berkeley. And here are the Golden Bears, fired up for their meeting with number 4 ranked USC. They are 9-point underdogs, and they need to upset 4th ranked SC to stay spiritually and mathematically in the Pac-8 race and a trip to the Rose Bowl. Here is the Pac-8 standings. USC and UCLA tied for the lead with 3 victories apiece within the conference. California losing its only game in the Pac-8 last week. They had a lot of yardage, both in the air and on the ground, but they didn't score enough points. And the victors over Notre Dame a week ago, as seen here on ABC. The SC Trojans, they dropped from number 3 to number 4 after beating Notre Dame 24-17. And John Mckay has said with his wit, they win again today, they may drop out of the top 10. And here are the 2 great runners, the finest running backs perhaps in college football. USC's Ricky Bell, number 42, on the left and on the right, California's number 42, Chuck Muncie. And what comparisons we can make between these 2 great stars. On the left, Bell is number 1 in the nation rushing, a total of 1,223 yards. Muncie on the right, not heard from, but he will be today, is 4th in rushing. Muncie has scored 9 touchdowns. Bell on the left has scored a total of 10. In the Pac-8 standings, they are numbers 1 and 2. And here's their yard average per game, 176 for Bell of SC, 131 for Muncie of California. But don't forget, all-purpose running, it's Chuck Muncie who's way up there. And on the average, Muncie leads 6.3 per snap or when he carries the ball, whereas Bell is 5.7 yards on each carry. So we look forward to the 2 number 42s here this afternoon. You know, it's always been a pleasure as I look at my pal Bud Wilkinson to always say all the color and excitement and drama of college football. What a way to spend an autumn afternoon. And much of that delight and the smile on my face comes because I'm alongside my friend Bud Wilkinson once again. Bud?
It's great to be here, and this should be a very exciting football game. California is leading the nation in total offense. Southern California has a great offensive team. Their passing has not been particularly good, only 44 yards per game passing. But more importantly, Southern California is leading the Pac-8 in total defense. And at this time in the season, the correlation becomes very clear, Chris. The team that is leading the conference in defense usually is leading it in the conference standing also. It's pretty much of a mathematical truth.
As we look at John Mckay, of whom we'll talk a little bit, the red and gold of USC going against the blue and gold of the University of California. We'll have that kickoff after this message.
Oh, it's 6:30 in the morning. I'd rather be in bed, but I know that girls from Holland and Russia, all over the world, are training for the Olympic Games.
Let's concentrate on freestyle.
You've got to do the compulsories. I mean, they're the basics. But the freestyle is really my favorite.
Oh, come on, Elizabeth. Loosen it up. Loosen it up. Innsbruck's not that far off.
In the freestyle, you take everything your coach has taught you, then express it in a way that's all your own. If you're good enough, they have to give it to you.
Style, the way you do it, not just what you do. At the Joseph Schlitz Brewing Company, it's the way they go all out to brew their beer to be the very best. Because they know you judge the quality of their brewing skill every time you open a Schlitz.
All right, you're looking at the California Golden Bears. Number 29 is Steve Meal. They have decided to kick the football to the SC Trojans on the right into about a 5-mile-an-hour wind. Rod Connors, number 17, is deep, along with Dwight Ford, a speedster, number 22. And Ford has it coming out to the 5 for the Trojans. Now to the 10, down at about the 13. And the partisan California fans delighted with the good kick coverage by Cal. Paul Jones, number 46, one in on the play. 13-yard return by Ford of SC in the backfield. Number 8, Vince Evans from Greensboro, North Carolina, is the quarterback. 36 from Honolulu, Tatupu. Ricky Bell is 42 on the right, and number 26 is Sam Diggs on the far left. That's the backfield for the Trojans, undefeated in 7 games, ranked number 4 in the nation, and they will start their drive. Whoops. We had an offside, so we're going to re-kick it with a 5-yard penalty, Bud Wilkinson, here at California Memorial Stadium.
This will be one of those overlooked penalties, but unless I'm very wrong, Chris, Southern California will probably pick up 20-some-odd yards on it.
This past week, Woody Hayes of Ohio State made the comment that he felt maybe the kick should come from the 35 all the time to bring back the return of a kick in college football.
There's so many great place kickers as a spectator, but as a coach, you love it.
And, of course, in the case of Woody at Ohio State, Tom Skladany kicks him out of the stadium practically. This is a beautiful stadium, built in 1923 as a memorial to the participants in World War I. So now, Steve Mayo, on a sunshiny afternoon with a temperature 60 degrees, about 70,000 fans watch the re-kick from the 35, going to the far sideline, and we may have another.
5-yard penalty.
Right. Well, one thing, we're getting a lot of the kicking game, and in the case of SC, they have Glenn Walker, who does the punting. He's number 39 and the specialist kicking. Whereas Greg Cummings punts for University of California, and number 3 Breach is their specialist. 8 of 14 field goals, and Walker for SC recorded victories over Duke, Oregon State, Purdue, Iowa, Washington State, Oregon, and last week against Notre Dame. So now, let's see what happens on the kick from the 30. Huddling on the left in blue and gold, California.
You always worry, Chris, when you have to kick the ball off the 3rd time right in succession, because it's a 50-yard sprint down the field as we look at the California record, and your people begin to get a little bit tired if they run those 3 right in a row.
Right, as you see, California started off with 2 tough losses, Colorado and West Virginia. Then they put together 4 wins, and in the Pac-8, which is what they're battling for here today, they have only 1 loss and 3 wins on the right, SC, and there are a lot of those honeys here in the stand. To the ball from the 30. Oh, he puts his foot into it. Ford goes back into the end zone. One of the super kicks by a collision. Steve Mayo, from his own 30, puts it through the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. 74 yards in the air. And here's the backfield again. Evans at number 8 at the bottom of your screen. 26 is the flanker, Shelton Diggs. 36 is Tatupu. And Ricky Bell is number 42, the number 1 rusher in the country. So you're going to get to see him play right now. 1st and 10 from the 20 for SC. They're in the white jerseys. Randy Semren is to the far side of the field. From a power I formation, Diggs goes in motion, and Evans on a keeper. Evans up to about the 22. Right in the arms of Paul Vandermaiden, number 77 of Redding, California. The offensive line, Semren, who we talked about, splitting out, number 18, Jackson 65, Davis 64, Cordell 68, 61, Hickman, Powell 76, and Mike Howell, the tight end, number 80. Dennis Thurman, number 7, replaces Diggs as we look at Mike White in his 4th year as head coach at the University of California in Berkeley. Interesting guy. We'll talk more about him later as we have a 2nd down and 8 now. From the 22 for SC. Here's Ricky Bell. And what a way to be introduced to the partisan fans here. A marker is down on the field as Ricky Bell comes outside, was in the area of a first down, but let's see what the call will be. Chuck Hextrom, number 87, forcing him out of bounds just across the 30-yard line. The referee today is John Presley. We have a personal foul against University of California.
That's a typical Bell run. From the coaching standpoint, as we look at the California defensive line, Peters, Vonner Maiden, Hextrom, Ricks, and Grady, you have your people in position, and then they just can't make the tackle because Bell is such a strong runner.
6 feet 2 inches tall. He's only a junior, 215 pounds. So it is a 1st and 10, and with the penalty, Bud, we have it out near the 45 of SC.
He'll carry the ball, Bell will, some 35 to 40 times a game. John Mckay calls him my blacksmith. He just keeps hammering in there.
Simrin, 18 to the far side, the power I formation. Let's see if Thurman, number 7, goes into motion. Or make it Diggs, 26 is in now. Here he goes. And Tatupu of Honolulu. Mosi Tatupu, number 36, a 6-foot fine blocking fullback at 225 pounds. And that's the story of an offense by SC that doesn't use guile or doesn't use trickery. They just use some great blocking and running bug, the basics of the game.
The power I is a new formation for them in this game. They have been having 2 wide men out, Davis and Simran, but now they're back in their normal set with the wingback and the stoic eye.
That is Thurman, number 7, just outside his own tackle on the far side. And on a 2nd and 10, Ricky Bell. Ricky Bell, maybe 1 yard on the play. Here in the first quarter, we have no score. We're glad you joined us here. 13:21 remaining in the first quarter at Berkeley.
Mike White told me yesterday that they're going to gamble defensively, and what he meant by that was the 2 safety men are going to be playing linebacker. They just don't believe Southern California can throw the ball that well. If they get burned, they're willing to accept their burn, but they're going to try to keep them from sustaining the ball on the ground.
Now they have a 3rd down and 8, and Diggs and Simran go to the far side. 26 and number 18. Evans is the quarterback from Greensboro, North Carolina, a junior. 3rd and 8. Bell, marker down. So Ricky Bell, the number 1 rusher in the nation, stopped by Jeff Moy and Harold Fisk, 16 and 23, after romping for 46 yards. Procedure against SC. It's called back. A penalty nullifies the 46-yard run.
You can't get any better execution on a draw play than that one, Chris. California knew they were going to throw the ball, or thought they were going to throw it. They rushed both linebackers. They both overran it. And when you put Bell out there in the open field, believe me, he's something.
It's illegal procedure or position. There's Bell, 42. Watch.
And there's the draw. You could see the California men going to the right of your screen. He simply turns on the speed here. It looked like he might have it all the way, but he was knocked out of bounds by Moy.
At halftime, we have a little feature on Ricky Bell. You hear comments from our friend O.J. Simpson and another friend, John Mckay. That's at halftime. All right. Now we have some people going to the far side of the field. Diggs, number 26, is 1. And number 19, Junior Lee, is over there. It's 3rd and 13 with the penalty. 3rd and 13. Evans throwing. And in the SC offensive pattern, that is a rarity. Evans has thrown only 53 times, completing 15. So the California Golden Bear defense has held 4th-ranked SC in the first series of downs. It's a 4th and 13, and in the punt is Glenn Walker from Gardenia, California, junior, 6'1", 220. The kick is up, rushed, and he comes off the side of his foot, but still gets good yardage. Steve Rivera, a fine pass catching in for California, number 7, watched the ball, and it was effective, 44 yards, and it's inside the 15 at the 14. And now we look at the California backfield. Number 12 is Joe Roth. Number 99 is Wesley Walker. And in the center, number 33, blocker, the fullback, Tom Newton. And number 42, the star, wearing the glasses, the spectacles, as he does on every play, Chuck Muncie. So we look forward to his performance, Bud. Up front, we have Rivera. Watch him. DeRosa, Harrison, Williams, Nico, Albrecht, and Freitas. So from, let's call it the 14, California's first snap. Joe Roth, number 12. He'll put it in the air today. Tough break, number 99, Wesley Walker, a junior from Carson City, covered by Ron Bush. And Ron really, he knew where Walker was, but not where the ball was.
If the ball had been just a little better thrown to the inside, Walker would have been able to come across and make the reception. He's a 9.4 sprinter. That's blazing speed. This is going to be a spectacular game as we look at the USC defensive linemen. California believes that they will throw the ball half the time on first down, so it's going to be spectacular.
Steve Rivera, number 7 to the far side of the field. Walker is flanked to the near side on the 2nd and 10. No score in the game. 12:23 to go, first quarter. Roth back again. Screen pass intended for Chuck Muncie, number 42, who this year has caught 23 passes. In fact, as we look at Muncie, who is a senior from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, he also has thrown 2 passes, both of them completed.
Walt Underwood gave it a great rush from his right tackle position that time. Roth just did not have time to execute the screen. I think the
number
screen
95,
was well covered, however.
Walt Underwood, and you see 3 men up front. One of them is number 79, Jeter. Those 2 tackles are large, and they are quick. The symbol of the SC defense. Quickness. 3rd and 10 now for California. Joe Roth, number 12. Brings up a 4th and 10, a punting situation, so Greg Cummins will come into the lineup. Pass intended for Steve Rivera, and covering on the play was Clint Strozier of Oxnard, California.
California will throw from that sort of half roll. It's not a true sprint out. Roth will run out until he's approximately behind his offensive tackle and set up. That makes the linebackers flow. It makes it a little hard for them to blitz. It also moves him away from the heart of the defense.
Greg Cummins, you got to look at him there, number 25, from Orinda, California. 36.3 average on his kicks. Good rush put on. And number 43, Robin Robinson. So Robinson is brought down, and now SC has great field position at the California 44. We'll be back after this message.
After Homelight developed a chainsaw for $109.95, we tried to ruin it by doing things you shouldn't do. Because as America's largest maker of professional chainsaws, Homelight has a reputation to protect. And we're not about to let a saw out that can't stand up. So while the Homelight XL may be inexpensive, it's not cheap. Homelight, for the pro and the man who wants to cut like one. And now the $109.95 Homelight is just $99.99.
All across the country, people drive and smile, knowing that STP is with them every mile. STP oil treatment has this worthy goal, longer lasting engines, so roll under control. STP, STP, for folks who drive, that's you and me. There's a good reason, whatever season. It helps your oil do a better job.
Bud Wilkinson and I, Chris Schenkel, welcome you back to Berkeley Memorial Stadium in California. Ricky Bell leads the nation in yards rushing, 1,233, a 46-yard run if you just joined us. Down inside the 10 was nullified by a penalty. Now after a kick, 1st and 10 from the Cal 45. SC Tatupu of Honolulu, number 36, carried on the play. Blocks most of the time for Ricky Bell. There he gained 4 yards on the play as Greg Ricks, number 35. There's a good look at the Hawaiian.
And a lot of great players from Punahou High School.
So from the 41, it'll be a 2nd down and 6, and they start them young in California, and there's high spirit here at Memorial Stadium this afternoon. Not a cloud in the sky. The temperature is 60 degrees, and they're playing on the natural turf. Grass. Ricky Bell inside the 35. Paul Vandermaiden, the nose guard, did some good reverse pursuit on Bell, and he slowly gets up, along with Darrell Skogstad of Seattle, Washington, a freshman, number 70. So the play is stopped at the 33, Bud, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
California at that time was in an overshifted defense to the left of your screen. They've been in it twice, and each time Southern California has gone away from the overshift. This time it's a balanced 5-2.
Ricky Bell, 59% of USC's rushing yards and 50% of USC's total offense. All sorts of movements. The ball recovered by SC.
Vince Evans, Chris, had a broken thumb earlier in the season. last week against Notre Dame was his first start in 3 games. He really wasn't broken. I should say it was cracked, but that's made it a little tough for him to handle the ball as precisely as he did prior to the injury.
And Bud, you have praised the lineman for, there you get a look at Chuck Muncie. Sitting on the sidelines, his counterpart for SC, Ricky Bell now, and his teammates have a 2nd down and 10 at the 33. SC with great guards and tackles there on the offensive line. And not that time. Ricky Bell coming into the game, rushing for 217 yards, averaging 176 yards a game, was stopped by Pete Sitta of San Diego, California, number 52. So very little advance, in fact, let's say none. 3rd and 10 at about the 33 hash mark.
Defensively, California's thinking about that draw play that was called back. The first possession by SC. I believe they'll put it in the air this time.
Dennis Thurman, number 7, flanked way to the far side. Evans, the quarterback. No good. And the California defense has looked great.
Obviously a broken play, Chris. He went the wrong way, but it was very key from this standpoint. Southern California was within field goal range. Now they're back where their only choice is to punt. A 15-yard loss on the play.
Greg Ricks, along with Larry Grady and Pete Sitta, 35, 53, and 52, were in on Evans. So it's a punting situation, and Greg Cummins will kick his second. His first one was a beauty of 44 yards. Glenn Walker. Excuse me. Rivera looks at it, and through the end zone, it'll be a touchback coming out to the 20-yard line. So we have no score here in the first quarter, 9.5 minutes remaining in that period. Our markers down in the field will tell you more about it after we return.
You're the pro, George. I need some new tires. What kind should I get? You're holding the answer in your hand. X-Fly tires? Turn it around, Frank. Dunlop. Dunlop tires, of course. Sure, Dunlop's one of the largest tire manufacturers in the world. That means a lot of people are putting a lot of trust in Dunlop on the road.
When you want to get more out of your drive, see a pro. That's me. See your Dunlop Pro. If you like us on the fairway, you'll love us on the freeway.
Mr. Gleason, here's the loan for your radio station.
$5 million.
And Mrs. Kane, the loan for your dress factory.
$2 million.
And Mr. Cooper, the loan for your family room.
$1,800.
Commercial credit thanks you all.
Wonder why I'm here with all these big business types? Why not? When I get a loan, I get it from the money experts, too.
Need a personal loan? Go where the smart money goes. Commercial credit.
Hey, lots of luck with the radio station.
Now we're going to look at the number 1 offensive unit in the nation, averaging 437 plus yards per game, 247 yards rushing, 189 passing, and here's the passer, Joe Roth, number 12, from his own 20, 1st and 10. Their deepest penetration thus far. It was the 14 up until this series. A touchback. Chuck Muncie. Look at that second effort.
There they talk about Bell, and that's our first good look at Muncie. There wasn't any daylight there. It's just a big, strong back that found and made his own daylight. He's truly an all-purpose man. Blocker, pass receiver, excuse me, Chris, and also a passer. He's thrown 2 passes, and he's completed both of his throws.
All right, he gained 5 yards on that play. It's 2nd down and 5. No score. About 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Wesley Walker, 99, and 7, Steve Rivera. Set away. Joe Roth, number 12. So, getting the call again, Chuck Muncie, 6'3", 220 pounds. 6.3 yard average, and there's his head coach, Mike White, a graduate of the University of California in '58. His 16th year of coaching, however. Last year, he brought the Golden Bears to a 7-3-1 record. Fine young man.
Many people, Chris, have overlooked the fact that California last year tied Southern California 15-15, even though the Trojans went on to win the national championship.
Now, big 3rd down play for the Golden Bears. 3rd and 2 from their own 28. That's Walker in motion. Muncie going for 3. Oh, he's going to get it. Look at that. No wonder he's been touted as perhaps a top choice.
When you're football coach, you're looking for a back like that, and then you want to get an offense where he gets to take on the tacklers one at a time, because if they take him on one at a time, it is very difficult to bring him down.
Oh, Chuck Muncie, who had 3 brothers that played both college and professional football. Bill in Canada, George in Minnesota, Nelson currently with the Baltimore Colts. 1st and 10, the initial one from the 37 now. John Dixon has spelled Chuck Muncie, number 44. Tom Newton, the fullback. And Newton, like USC's Tatupu, are invaluable in the offensive works of both teams.
Talking yesterday to John Mckay, he told me that he thought the most underrated player on the California team was Newton, that Newton was the best fullback he had seen in California in all of the years he's coached the Trojans.
But listen to his average, 6.4 yards per carry. Well, that time he gained 5, so he's a little short.
He did it by himself, too.
Yes, he did. No score, 7:14 to go in the first quarter. USC on defense on the left. California Golden Bears. John Dixon, number 44, and the SC defense. In the Pac-8, they're number 1 defensively, yielding 250 yards per game, but only 9 points per game. Walt Underwood in on the tackle from Atlanta, Georgia, number 95.
The thing that amazes me about the defensive players of Southern California is the size they have, but then it's combined with just incredible quickness.
Right. 3rd and 6 from their own 41. 3rd down and 6. Walker, 99. Rivera, number 7. Both to the near side of the field. The long side. Joe Roth. There's Rivera wide open. And Rivera had penetrated to the 40 of SC. A 21-yard strike. Joe Roth to Steve Rivera. Clint Strozer, number 49, the single safety, making the stop.
See Rivera coming out of his slot position here. He's just looking for the seam. The linebacker, Bruce, drops back. Rivera moves inside of Bruce. The ball is right on the line. He is wide open. California first down on the 38.
And in 6 plays, they've come from their own 20 to the SC 38. 1st and 10, no score. About 6 minutes to go, first quarter. Rivera, Steve Rivera, couldn't hang on to the bullet thrown by Joe Roth of El Cajon, California, a junior. And other than Muncie, that backfield, they're juniors. The same can be said for SC. Roth now has completed 1 of 5 for 21 yards. He completed 50% of his passes coming into this game, had only 5 interceptions. 2nd and 10 now. California at the SC 38. No score. Lone back blocking. Newton. And Rivera again. A 19-yarder plus the 21 on a previous play. And let's see it again.
Coming again from his slot position, and Bush of California makes a great play here, but Rivera just seems to want the ball a little bit more. He almost had it knocked down, but very sure-handed catch.
But as you pointed out, Mike White, the California coach who coached at Stanford, Jim Plunkett, compares Joe Roth with Plunkett quite favorably. Now from the 19, that's their deepest penetration, going against the SC defense, and we have Muncie back in the lineup and going to work. Bounced off. And on the bottom of the pile, 54, Dale Logie of Los Angeles, California. He's a linebacker along with 79, Gary Jeter, 6'4", 240 pounds. And the stop is, well, let's see, it's still about, let's call it the 18, where it'll now be 2nd down and 9.
Number 54, Logie, the linebacker for Southern California, shooting the gap, making the tackle. He didn't quite hold Muncie, but he slowed him up, stopped the play.
Jesse Thompson, 21, is in the lineup as a split end at the top of your screen on a 2nd down and 9. Walker going out on a pattern. Walker has it. Walker's out of bounds at about the 14. There's a 4-yard gain. Danny Reese, the SC punt returner, number 1 in the nation, number 46, made the play defensively. So the referee, John Presley, the other officials, James Cheffers, Tom Cross, Frank Fiddler, Lee Joseph, Don Wilson, and James Scott, watching the play along with you.
I'm sure everyone is aware that John Mckay, the coach of Southern California, yesterday announced that he was going to Tampa, the new franchise in the National Football League. He didn't want to do an interview because he was so busy preparing his team for this game. We're going to talk more about that at halftime.
All right, it's 3rd down and 5 now. Double wing formation. Lone setback. Blocking again all the time in the world, but the receivers were covered and an interception. Great secondary coverage by the SC defense. And here comes number 97, Tim Rames of Fresno, a senior, the nose guard, pulls it out of the air.
Roth had plenty of time here, but the coverage was excellent. He finally set, throws, the ball is batted by, I believe, Jeter, and Rames made the interception.
And tipping the ball, we should point out, was number 95, Walt Underwood, the defensive right tackle. So SC now has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 15. Vince Evans, number 8 at quarterback. The deep back is Ricky Bell, number 42. There he is. Ricky Bell hit first by Phil Heck, number 88, the left linebacker. There you see him getting up. From Fresno, 6'2", 230 pounds. And then helped by Larry Grady, number 53. But Bell gets out to the 16, Bud.
Every team that's played Southern California recognizes that they don't throw the ball particularly well this year. Thus far, however, California, the Golden Bears, have done a better job of stopping their running attack than anyone they've played. They're taking a big gamble, of course, but so far it's worked.
All right, we'll look at Evans now on a 2nd down and 9 from the 16 for SC, the Trojans. And not able to hold on to the pass, tight end Mike Howell of Corona, California, 6'7", 225 pounds. Look at the size. Wait till he gets closer to some of the players. He towers above them, Bud.
Southern California has what we call quality athletes. Last year, they lost 14 starters, 7 on offense, 7 on defense, and 14 men from Troy were drafted in the Professional Football League.
How true, quality players. But I almost must say, quality coaching, because John Mckay is certainly one of the finest.
And his staff also.
Right. 3rd down and 9 now from the 16 for SC. No score. Coming up to the 4-minute mark. 1st quarter. Evans. And grabbing the ball, Randy Simran. And was he inbounds? Yes. And that was a clutch catch, Bud, giving them a 1st down.
Evans has looked to me like he is a capable passer, even though their statistics aren't very good as we watch the play again. High formation. Evans faking, rolling, setting, was rushed, throwing. And the referee is right on the spot, and he said 1 foot was in, which is all it takes in college football.
All right, John Mckay using the messenger service. Junior Lee has replaced Simran, who just caught that pass. He's at the far side or top of your screen on a 1st and 10 from the 28. And we told you about the 2 fullbacks, Newton for Cal, and in this case for the Trojans, number 36, Nosi Tatupu. Phil Heck made the stop on the powerful fullback. 1st down again, Bud.
That play was very reminiscent of last week. 4th quarter, anybody's game against Notre Dame, South Bend. And Tatupu averaged 10 yards a try in the 4th quarter, which opened up the game for the Trojans.
All right, with a 1st and 10 now at their own 39. Simran is back in number 18. They're set away. When I say they, number 7, Dennis Thurman, the other. No score. But Ricky Bell dives out to the 43 of SC. So he gained 4 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 6 as Phil Heck and Paul Vandermaiden, number 97 and 88, make the stop. Bell now has carried the ball 6 times for 22 yards.
California continuing to alternate the defense. They take out a linebacker, Smith, and put Barnes, another nose guard, in. This time they're back with 2 linebackers, Smith and Heck.
All right, Diggs is back in, number 26. Set to the far side. They keep it on the ground, and Tatupu of Honolulu, number 36, carried on the play. Chuck Heckstrom, number 87, made the stop for the Cal defense, which includes Ricks 35, Peters 92, 88 Heck, 97 Vandermaiden, 84, make it 52 Sitta, 87 Heckstrom, and Grady, number 53, the defensive near side end. Here we have a 3rd, and make it 6. Got 2 fullbacks now in the power I formation for SC. Lynn Kane, 21, is in there. There he goes, Vince Evans, who coming into this game had rushed 61 times for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. Number 8, Evans, picking up 18.
Johnny Mckay, Chris, says that Evans is the best running quarterback that he has had. As you pointed out, he's big, 6'2", 205 pounds. He's got speed.
So they've advanced the ball now to the Cal 39. Their deepest penetration was the 33. Sheldon Diggs, 26. To the left, to the right, Junior Lee. And the fullback, Tatupu, carried on the play. Denting the California defense, Marvin Powell, one of the finest from Fayetteville, North Carolina, 6'5", 268, number 76. He's a left tackle.
You have to feel that if Southern California does elect to throw on first down with a play-action pass, they're going to find people open. But you continue to do what wins for you, and what's won for Southern California while they're undefeated is their ability to just take that ball and run it down your throat.
Ranked number 4 in the nation. Now here's a 2nd and 8 from the 37. 15 of 53 coming into the game. And the defense strong. Phil Heck stops Vince Evans, number 8. Evans, a junior from Greensboro, North Carolina, 6'2", 205 pounds. And let's see where the spot is marked by the referee, James Presley. It's at the 37, so it's going to be a 3rd down and 8. And SC now being faced with 3rd down situations. They've capitalized on 2 in this drive. Newton, Howell, the tight end, number 80, the far side. We have Bell, 42, and Kane, 21. And it's either field goal or punting time. Larry Grady, defensively, number 53 in the California blue. So they advance just to the 35. So it's going to be a 4th down and 6 as number 8, Vince Evans, the quarterback, comes to the near sideline. And the kicking team is in.
Walker, the punter for Southern California, is a transfer from Harvard College. They're going to have him try with a field goal this time. The Los Angeles Rams watched him kick the ball and tried to sign him, only to find that he had already enrolled at Southern California.
51-yarder straight away. Little wind to his back and his foot. And number 23, Dwight Ford, covers the ball after Larry Grady. Number 53 blocked the 51-yard field goal attempt. No score. No score, and the first quarter had ended in a tense first period. Hope you're enjoying it. We'll be back.
Your house is a big investment, and you bought insurance to protect it. But that house you got a few years ago is probably worth a lot more today. Allstate wants to remind you your old coverage could be dangerously inadequate by now. So please, bring your policy up to date. Better yet, bring it to Allstate. Compare coverage. Compare price. Allstate can give you the coverage you need at a low price. Come, see for yourself.
You're the one. You are the only reason. You're the one. We take pride in pleasing. You're why the quarter pounder is the fans' favorite by far. You're why it's always hot. You're why the meat's the star.
We put a quarter pounder together the way you like it. Thick and meaty. A big, juicy hamburger you can really sink your teeth into. Break away for the fans' favorite. We're cooking one just for you.
'Cause you deserve a break today. At McDonald's, we do it all for you. At McDonald's.
A few minutes ago, Glenn Walker tried this 51-yard field goal.
From the right of your screen, defensive end number 53, Larry Grady, finds a seam. He gets through the seam, and his timing here is perfect as he gets his chest and arms in front of the ball, knocking it to the side, recovered by California.
In blue, California, 9-point underdogs. We have no scores. We start the second quarter here in Berkeley, California. From the 38, 1st and 10, now California going from right to left. Joe Roth, number 12. A battle for the ball, number 99, Wesley Walker, and going for it very strongly, number 49, Clint Strozer, a junior, as we look at the first quarter statistics, Bud.
A very even game thus far. California's defense, playing as they have to play if they're going to stay in the game, has held Southern California to only 59 total yards. Time of possession, of course, way in favor of the Trojans, 950 to 410, but no points on the board.
All right, the up back, the near back, behind the quarterback Roth, is now Paul Jones, a freshman, number 46. On the right of your screen, Chuck Muncie. Their stars. Walker goes in motion. 2nd and 10. And Walker, the man in motion, grabs it, and Danny Reese brings him down, but hard. A 7-yard gain. 7-yard gain out to the 45.5. So we'll call it 2nd down and 3. The opening moments of the second quarter, there is no score. Well, tonight, don't forget, Saturday Night Live with Howard Cosell. Guests include George Burns, Walter Matthau, superstar O.J. Simpson, comedian Steve Landesberg, Lee Majors. And that's tonight at 8 Eastern, 7 Central over most of these stations. Okay, make it 3rd down and 3 now. And he's ahead of that forward stake. What a flare. He is unbelievable.
You just shake your head, Chris.
Chuck Muncie, 14 yards when it looked as though he was going to get about 5.
He called him an all-purpose back early in the game, and that's what he truly is. He's an exceptional blocker, a remarkable pass receiver, and look at this boy's balance and ability to fight through the tackles. There's just no way that he's going to get away from Bush, but he does.
That effort gains yardage to the 40 of SC, and here he comes again, losing his footing. Let's see if the play was whistled dead. All right. That'll be a 2nd down, not a recovery of a loose ball.
John Mckay on the sidelines, I know, was nervous about this game. He signed yesterday with Tampa, the new franchise in the NFL. We're going to talk about that at halftime. John did not want to be interviewed about it because he did not want to give anyone the idea that he had in any way slackened off preparation for this game.
And we'll learn more about Ricky Bell at halftime, too. Muncie with 24 yards, Bell with 22 thus far in this confrontation for the first time this year. Or last year, because Muncie didn't play. Roth going to Rivera. First down inside the 20. What a game. This is college football at its finest.
You could see them all go for the running fake that time. Linebackers coming up, and when the linebackers come up, he's going to be open out there. Rivera really can find the open spots. Let's watch the play again. There's the fake. Muncie coming over the ball. That freezes those linebackers. With no linebackers there, Rivera simply curled in front of the defensive safety man and was wide open. First down.
Leon Washington is in the lineup, number 28, in a double wing formation. Now he goes wider. It's a 1st and 10 from the SC 19, no score. Picking his way, Paul Jones, the freshman fullback. What a high stepper with those short, powerful legs.
There's such quality today in college football, Chris. It seems that every team have running backs that just kind of make you shake your head.
Those vitamins, huh? Rivera now has caught 3 passes for 56 yards. Roth has completed 6 of 12. That's his batting average. Throwing average, 50%. The passes have gained 70 yards for California. Walker to the far side on a 2nd and 2 from the SC 11. No score. A marker is down in the backfield. Wesley Walker on a beautifully timed and thrown pass.
They, as you noticed, moved Muncie from his tailback position up into a wingback position. The quarterback called the snap count before he could quite be set. He was not set for 1 second, and the play will come back. Let's watch Walker. That's that 9.4 speed, and he's open. Roth had it on target, but the play is coming back. A very expensive penalty.
Wesley Walker, a junior from Carson, California. So we bring the ball back 5 yards to the 16. The down remains the same. It's 2nd down and 7 for the Golden Bears, who have looked great. Tied SC last year at the Coliseum. And now this year need to win to stay in the Pac-8 battle for a bid to the Rose Bowl. Muncie and Jones are set in the eye. Walker goes in motion, 2nd and 7. Bradley Walker.
He just absolutely beat Hogan. Hogan was with him man for man, but that 9.4 speed that we mentioned was all it took. You could see him going in motion there. Walker to the left of your screen. He was then down, out, and just had speed enough to break it to the outside. As Hogan tried to make the tackle, he turned upfield and into the end zone.
All right, that's Roth's 6th touchdown pass of the year. Jim Breach will try to up the count by 1. Here's the kick, side wheeling it. Good! 7-0. California over SC. A 62-yard variety march by California, and they lead 7-0.
My grandson thinks I've got the best job in the world. I do, too. I've been in love with trains ever since the Christmas my dad gave me my first Lionel. You say they don't make things like they used to. Well, they still make Lionels big and rugged like when we were kids. This Christmas, don't give your children anything less than your father gave you. A big, rugged Lionel train. Let's tell your mother we're checking out a new engine. We'll be a little late.
Hey, America, Chevrolet's made room for you in 76.
What kind of room, Chevy?
Why, any size room you want, America. Now, Monte Carlo here, that's your personal size car.
Ah.
Chevelle, that's your mid-size car. Impala and Caprice, they're your full-size cars. So try one on for size, America. Try one on for size.
Try one on for price. Try one on for value. Try one on for style. Try one on for size.
The bigger size cars from Chevrolet.
Thanks, Chevy.
All right, Steve Mayle will do the kicking following a surprising California touchdown. And with the point after, the Golden Bears, before their home fans, lead 7-0 with 11:54 to go in the second quarter. All the excitement of college football deep now. Robin Robinson, number 43, and Dwight Ford, number 22. It's a short kick. Number 21, Jesse Thompson, or make it Lynn Kane, that carried the ball, bringing it out to about the 25. Pete Sitta made the tackle. Tell us about Howard's show tonight, Bud.
Well, it's going to have the great variety that you see on Saturday Night Live with Howard Cosell. Guests include George Burns, Walter Matthau, and superstar O.J. Simpson. Comedian Steve Landsberg, Lee Majors, the star of ABC's $6 Million Man, and the fabulous Radio City Music Hall Rockettes.
All right, number 4 ranked SC. Down. They trail. Here's a long one thrown by Evans. It was way over the head of number 18, the sophomore from Burbank, California, Randy Simren, as Jeff Moy covered on the play, a native of Modesta. Evans now has thrown 4 times. He's completed 1 for 11 yards. So it's back to the 25. Second down and 10 as we look at Ricky Bell, number 42, number 36, Mosi Tatupu of Honolulu. Quarterback is number 8, Evans. And Sheldon Diggs, 26, is the flanker. Split end, make correction now. Dennis Thurman has come in, number 7, from Santa Monica, California. Second down and 10. California leads SC 7-0. Thurman, who came into the lineup, caught that pass and travels out near the midfield stripe. 23 yards on the play. Harold Pike made the tackle, number 23. And there comes number 7 back into the huddle. Or he's coming to the sideline, replaced by 26, Shelton Diggs.
A little bit of a fake there. Great block by Bell. And Evans hits Thurman wide open. They had both linebackers coming. Man-for-man defense, and he was just a little bit faster than the pursuer. Fine catch by Thurman and an excellent throw by Evans.
Powerful SC has only gotten to the Cal 33. They're right now at their own 49 with a 1st and 10. Evans going to the air. Intended for Diggs, number 26, as the flankers are being alternated. Sending in plays from the near sideline, Coach John Mckay and his staff. Evans now 2 of 6 for 34 yards, but California leads 7-0.
And you can tell that John Mckay has decided we better throw the ball against this gambling defense. They've thrown 3 times in succession.
All right. SC in the white jerseys. Going up to the line now, to the far side. Simren, Evans calling signals, 2nd and 10. Ricky Bell. For USC fans, we should probably point out that at the Coliseum last year, California got off to a 12-0 lead, only to have the game wind up in a 15-15 tie. Right now, California leading 7-0. Bell now 28 yards.
Southern California coaching staff does a great job of reading the defenses, and their offense seems to get better as the game goes along. They begin to pick up the tendencies defensively, and once you've done that, of course, with proper playing field coordination, you can take advantage of them as we look at John Mckay.
52 years old, 16th year and final year at Southern California. Kane and Tatupu are in the backfield along with Ricky Bell. Here comes Kane, Len Kane on a 3rd and 5, and let's see where his forward progress will be marked, where the ball will be spotted. Very, very important here, around the 42 of California. Greg Ricks, number 35, and 16, Jeff Moyne. Hundreds of thousands of high school boys and girls are benefiting from interscholastic athletics at the junior varsity, sophomore, and freshman levels. The National Federation of State High School Associations urges your support of high school athletic programs on all levels of competition. Now on 4th down and a little more than the length of a football, SC goes for it. Vince Evans beautifully faking Ricky Bell into the line. Then he comes outside, and the Trojan gamble has paid off. Of course, with a team like that, I guess it isn't much of a gamble, but...
Well, it's a gamble, Chris, if you give it to the obvious player. California had put in their goal line defense, so they thought Bell was going to have the ball. Actually, they made a very good adjustment to pick up Evans. He might have broken that all the way.
So it's a 1st and 10 for the Trojans. They have the ball at the 38. Their deepest penetration thus far, and we're in the 2nd quarter with about 10 minutes to go and trailing 0-7. It has been the California 33. Right now the 38, 1st down from the eye. Fake to Bell, who blocks. What a hit. Diggs was the receiver. Pinning him down, 43, Sid Lofton.
California was worried about this defensive secondary. It's very inexperienced. One freshman, Harrell, playing a cornerback, 2 sophomores, and only 1 junior. Not much experience, but thus far they've been solid.
There's the California defense. They have held number 4 ranked SC scoreless, and we're in the 2nd quarter, coming up to the halfway mark. Going to the left is Simren. Diggs 26 to the near side on a 2nd down and 10 from the Cal 38. Difficult to contain. And he's out of bounds inside the 35 of California. Phil Heck forcing him out, number 88. You see him in the blue jersey. Diggs, number 26, injured his arm on that play. So coming into the lineup is Dennis Thurman as we look at Mike White, the head coach of the University of California Bears. Penalty. John Presley.
Yeah, a really big one, Chris.
That's a tough one. So at the 19, personal foul. 1st down, SC's deepest penetration at the 19 of California.
The referee judged that Bell was hit after he was out of bounds that time. The penalty was for hitting after the play was over.
California with 4 penalties, 40 yards thus far in the game. Junior Lee, number 19, is left. 1st and 10 from the 19. In the slot is Thurman, number 7. Good call by quarterback Vince Evans. Jeff Moy, number 16 and number 35, Greg Ricks, in on the play. Number 8, Vince Evans.
John Mckay using that 3rd dimension of the offense. It's been Bell mainly with Southern California thus far in the season. As I mentioned earlier, Tatupu last week broke it open in the 4th quarter against Notre Dame, and Evans thus far is the back that has moved the ball well for Southern California.
About 2.5 minutes ago, California went 62 yards in 6 plays to score. They lead 7-0. Now it's 2nd and 3 at the Cal 12. The Trojans have it. There he goes. The 11th touchdown for the nation's number 1 rusher, Ricky Bell. 12 yards to score. '75 yards in 10 plays. And now 7-6. And trying for the point after will be Breach. Correction, it'll be Walker, number 39. Holding the ball is Dennis Thurman. That speedster that you've seen catch a pass or two. It's up and good. A tie game, 7-7. With 9:05 remaining in the second quarter here at California Memorial Stadium in Berkeley.
Independence Square, Philadelphia. And there go the Larsons to discover a part of America's history.
Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence.
Liberty Bell is inscribed, proclaim liberty throughout
Later
all
they discovered
Oh, no, the lights.
the Sears Die Hard with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't. It's making history. Sold only at Sears.
When you've got to get through and the roads turn tough, it helps to have a tire like the Sears steel-belted Snow Guard. With the kind of sure-footed traction that comes from a combination of steel belts and deep fighting snow tread. The Sears steel-belted Snow Guard, on sale now. Save 25 to 35%, only at Sears.
A replay of the SC touchdown.
You can stop Bell part of the time, but you're not going to stop him all of the time. Fine block by Tutupu, fine block by Hickman, and then Bell simply jukes the safety man. He had a wide open shot at him, but didn't even slow him up. And Ricky Bell takes it into the end zone.
75 yards, 10 plays, Bud. What a pleasure to be here in Northern California on this pleasant autumn afternoon with you, Bud.
Southern California had 4 possessions. They've scored only 1 time. And Cal can shut them off that well. They're going to stay in the game.
All right, now Glenn Walker kicking off to California. The sun in their back. Vern Smith, number 30 at the goal line. Moving out to the 5, 10, 15, a little hole. And he's brought down at the 18. If you just joined us, back-to-back touchdowns in as many drives. A 62-yard march in 6 plays. California scored. And then the next series, and it just happened, SC went 75 in 10 plays, Ricky Bell going 12 yards. The California touchdown, a 16-yard pass, Roth to Walker. And in the comparisons, the battle between Bell and Muncie, Bell 9 carries, 44 yards. Muncie 5, 24 yards. Muncie is also number 42, the blue jersey. The lone setback, the double wing from the 19. Steve Rivera, number 7, catching the pass. Ron Bush covering defensively for the Trojans.
And they know that they've got to give Rivera some room. He's got enough speed going downfield. Bush laid off in that time about 10 to 12 yards, and they picked it up beautifully, and very simple, quick pass, nice gain.
Rivera now to the near side. He's only 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, a senior from Wilmington, California. 2nd and 5. That's Roth. Rivera again. Steve Rivera.
I like both these offenses, Chris, because when you got people like Muncie coming over the ball and Bell coming over the ball, those linebackers better respect them. This Rivera again. That time Muncie faked over the ball. The linebackers had to come up. Rivera running the post pattern. The linebackers are up, and he's open. The ball hits him perfectly. Fine reception.
Rivera's had a workout, so he gets a rest now. As number 21, Jesse Thompson, comes to the near side of the field. Rivera 5 for 75 yards. Roth 9 of 15 in completions. 1st and 10 from the 38. Rivera again. Steve Rivera.
I like both these offenses, Chris, because when you got people like Muncie coming over the ball and Bell coming over the ball, those linebackers better respect them. This Rivera again. That time Muncie faked over the ball. The linebackers had to come up. Rivera running the post pattern. The linebackers are up, and he's open. The ball hits him perfectly. Fine reception.
Rivera's had a workout, so he gets a rest now. As number 21, Jesse Thompson, comes to the near side of the field. Rivera 5 for 75 yards. Roth 9 of 15 in completions. 1st and 10 from the 38. And another look at senior Chuck Muncie. Number 4 in the nation rushing, behind Ricky Bell.
Field position has been in Southern California's favor on the exchange. California's had the ball 4 times, once on the 14, once on the 20. once on the 39 and then once on the 18. But their offense moves the ball consistently.
Let's pause 5 seconds for local station identification. Okay, it's 2nd and 4 for California at their own 44. The score is tied at 7. 7:22 left in the second quarter. And a penalty. 21, Jess Thompson. His progress forward impeded by Ron Bush, number 23.
I think he was going to fake the throw, and he's calling the penalty against the receiver rather than against the defender.
Well, I got to take a 5-yard penalty on that one. It's against Cal.
I'm not too sure that wasn't a very good play that he made. It was going to be the quick pass, and it could have been an interception when you throw it out that far, and if you get one of those intercepted, Chris, that's 7 points.
All right, there was the interference call.
Look at it again. This Thompson, and he starts down the field, and Bush came up. It must have been some kind of a screen called, and Bush, of course, was hit as Thompson knocked him down. Penalty against the offensive would-be receiver.
And it's a loss of down, 3rd down and 19 from the 29. Roth wants to make it up. There is the first catch by Chuck Muncie, the tailback for California. Brings it out to about the 38. So it's going to be 4th down now, a punting situation, as Dale Logie, number 54 of Los Angeles, made the tackle for the Trojans. So it'll be California kicking from right to left. It's a calm afternoon, and here in Strawberry Canyon, beautiful bowl. And they're battling for the Rose Bowl here this afternoon as Greg Cummins, 25, will punt. Faking it. And, Bud, this was one of the plays that Mike White was going to put in, but...
Well, it's one of those things where you've got to give him credit for shooting for it. It was a great play for Stanford in the Rose Bowl. It did not work this time. We'll be back very shortly.
Montana, a search and rescue team on a practice run with a 76 Chevy Blazer. Tough country, genuine Blazer country. Blazer is built tough with almost 7 inches of ground clearance and available full-time 4-wheel drive that just keeps on coming. There's a tough new steel top over the front seat. Chevy Blazer, the rough, tough, go-anywhere vehicle. Chevy truck. Your money's worth mile after mile.
Sometimes Bank AmeriCard can make all the difference.
6'3" tailback, true All-American. Chuck Muncie watches now as SC gets the ball at the 45 from a punt formation. Vern Smith on a fake carried the ball, failed to make the necessary yardage, so on downs, SC has it at the Cal 45 with the score tied 7-0, 6:35 to go in the first half. And there goes Ricky Bell. Ricky Bell penetrating deeper with good blocking up front, and believe me, he has some, in Hickman Davis and Cordell. Pete Sitta making the stop. Bell now 10 carries, 52 yards.
And Diggs, the wingback for Southern California, has injured his shoulder, will not play anymore in this half. They'll check him over at halftime, and maybe he can come back in the second half.
All right, his replacement is Dennis Thurman, number 7 in most cases. So now with a 2nd and 2 at the Cal 37. Trying to get the 2, Ricky Bell. Chuck Heckstrom in on the tackle. Along with number 53, Larry Grader.
Going back to the fake punt, Chris, I think it's a good strategy, even though it didn't work. Against a team like Southern California, you've got to maintain ball possession. If they have the ball, they're going to put points on the board. The penalty had seemingly stopped California, but they were not willing to quite give it up. If it works, you say, boy, what a smart call. And when it doesn't, great to be Monday morning.
Right. The Trojans now need the length of a football on third down for first down. Tupu and Ricky Bell are the setbacks behind Evans, who does it on his own, plus the help of Hickman, Cordell, Davis, Jackson, and Powell. So SC continues the drive as we've come to the 5-minute and 14-second mark of the second quarter. The score tied 7-7. Next Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports, 3 exciting events from Laurel Racecourse in Maryland, the Washington, D.C. International, with the richest horse racing field ever assembled. Then the Michigan International Speedway in Irish Hills, Indianapolis-type cars. And then to the famed Bonsai Pipeline for an event you've enjoyed before, the Hawaiian Masters Surfing Championship, a 3-part show of beauty. First and 10 from the 33. And Ricky Bell, number 42, carried on the play. George Ricks submarining to make the stop here at California Memorial Stadium in Berkeley. Play stopped at the 34. Loss on the play, so it's going to be second down and 11. That's the first time Ricky has lost a yard today.
He's amazing, Chris, in his durability to carry the ball 35, 40 times each week, and he seems to get better as the game goes along. He's his toughest in the third and fourth quarters.
More than just mentioned for the Heisman Trophy, a real candidate. Second and 11 for SC from the 34. Score tied, 7. Beautiful catch by Dennis Thurman, number 7, a sophomore from Santa Monica. 6 feet tall, 170 pounds. And the forward progress is stopped short, it appears, of a first down. It'll be brought in now.
Great drop back pattern. There's no defense for this. Thurman had gone down the field. He turned and was coming back toward the ball. And unless you've got someone in front of it, which is very difficult to do with Bell faking over the ball, if it's well thrown, it's going to be complete.
Incidentally, in Ohio State's 24-14 win over Indiana today, Archie Griffin got his 29th straight 100-yard game. 28 carries, 150 yards. This season, 1,060. This man coming into the game led the nation, 1,235. And there he goes again. Look at that power. Phil Heck into the tackle for the California defense. And also number 37 for California, that's Burl Toller, whose father is an official in the National Football League. Burl Toller, he's a sophomore from San Francisco, 6'1", 195. So the ball now is at the 20, where it'll be first and 10, and SC is driving for their second score with the score tied at 7. Tupu, like he was riding the surf.
Balanced offense. So you've got the Tupu who can hit it up inside. Bell, of course, can hit it anywhere. And Evans is having a fine day throwing the ball. Southern California has been forced to throw to loosen up the Golden Bears defense, and Evans has hit just enough of them to keep those linebackers loose and backed out slightly.
After that 15-yard gain by number 36 to Tupu, he has 37 yards. Almost went beyond the reef. Well, now at the 5, first and goal. 2:43 remaining in the first half. California 7. USC 7. Evans, Bell blocking. Ricky Bell throwing a block on the far side of the field. And Evans picks up perhaps 2 yards, maybe 3.
Let's watch it again. Gives you some idea of the problems that a defensive team has. Quarterback simply rolling out. Bell started to hit in, saw it all clogged up, then moved to the outside. Made a very good block that time. He had Fisk down, but the ball carrier, Evans, moved up inside instead of slipping to the outside of the block.
The Southern California band will entertain at halftime. Also, the Golden Bear Marching Band. Don't miss it. Second and goal from the 3 as Evans gained 2. And Bell battling for the goal line. Let's see. The California players have made a ruling, but let's wait for the official ruling. Bell losing the handle, but apparently the play had been whistled dead. So that'll bring up a third down at about the 1.5.
Take a look at the play again. Here comes Bell. An excellent shot from the end zone. The ball is placed in extremely well. He weaves a little, then drives for the goal line. And he's stopped right now. The ball had not come out at that point in time. I think the decision was correct.
This is a 10th play in this drive. They're trying to cap a 45-yard march, and the visiting team, the Trojans, Evans could not. He was sure that the signals would not be audible to his teammates. California has not won here at Berkeley, the California Memorial Stadium, since 1957. So they are fired up today, having a fine season, 3-1 in the Pac-8, 4-3 overall. So coming to the right now is Senren, number 18. It'll be a power I formation. 21 Kane, two fullbacks, to Tupu, and then Ricky Bell, third, and goal. No. Fourth down coming up.
Very determined, beautiful goal line defense.
All right. And it looked like Phil Heck was in on a beautiful defensive play.
37 seconds remaining. Do you go for the field goal to get ahead, or do you think you can put the touchdown on the board? Johnny Mckay is calling Evans over to discuss the matter with him.
All right, time has been called. Sam Best was also in defensively for California. So, tension mounting. We'll be back to see it unfold in a moment.
How do you spell relief?
When I have heartburn, I spell relief R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For acid indigestion, I spell it R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolaids spells relief. In this test with Rolaids active ingredient, laboratory acid changes color to prove Rolaids consumes 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid. How do you spell relief?
For gas, I know. R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolaids spells relief.
Move over, Track 2 adjustable. Here comes the smaller Schick Super 2 adjustable cartridge. It's new, easy to maneuver for a good flow shave with clearly marked settings that adjust the blades to your face. And only Schick coats both blades with Teflon to love your face by making twin blade closeness super comfortable.
Now that feels like love.
It's your face, let Schick love it.
Schick Super 2, regular or new adjustable.
We must praise the California defense against number 4 ranked SC. They've been penetrated. They had a first and goal at the 5, SC. And now it's fourth down, the 11th play of this drive. On fourth down with 37 seconds left in the first half, the score tied. Evans. No. And they have held on downs. Wow.
Nothing warms your heart like that kind of a goal line defense. First down on the 5-yard line against one of the great rushing teams in Southern California history, and they snuffed them off.
Jeff Moy, number 16. They're cheering for him, and a great 11-man effort against powerful Southern California. So we have 33 seconds left in the first half. The score remains tied at 7. California with the ball.
Take a look at the play again. Heck faking to Evans. Reverse pivot, keeping the ball. He's hit, he drives, but he does not cross right.
Number 12, Joe Roth, has completed the last 7 passes in a row. 10 of 16. First down. And wisely keeping the ball. Joe Roth getting out perhaps to maybe the 2.
Have to mention number 88 on that California defense, Phil Heck, senior linebacker. He's had 8 tackles and 3 assists thus far. He's the heart of the defense.
And that's something, Bud, starting with a first and goal at the California 5. There's Phil Heck, a good look at the blonde from California.
He's an anchor man.
Okay. You see the ball between the hash marks at the 2. And at this moment, the SC Trojans call for a timeout on the clock. 5 seconds to go. You just joined us? The first score by California, 62 yards in 6 plays. A 16-yard pass, Roth to Walker. And then the next series, the Trojans went 75 yards in 10 plays. Ricky Bell going 12 for his 11th touchdown of the year. It's all the scoring we've had. We've had a blocked 51-yard attempt by SC. We've had a little of everything. A great goal line defense. And that's Joe Roth, number 12, talking to Mike White, the head coach, and the staff. Coming back out now with a 2nd down and 9. The college football scoreboard follows our telecast here from Northern California.
The percentages of your scoring with 5 seconds to go from your own 1.5-yard line are very slim, but California is a gambling kind of team that might choose to take a pop at it.
Back in our New York studio, Werner Wolf and Dave Dials having a long day, but they're going to bring you a lot of scores, and we'll be popping some at our first chance. On a 2nd and 9 now with 5 seconds to go. Score tied at 7. First half about to end. Roth again on a keeper. And the time ticks off, and that's it for a bruising first half. You're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. We'll return for the halftime festivities at the USC California game after this word about an upcoming show on ABC. Here, it's 7-7.
I guess you saw where Henry Kissinger had a meeting with Mao Zedong last week in China.
Yeah, old Mao wanted to find out what's going on in our country, so he asked Kissinger, what's our defense budget?
Yeah.
How many CIA spies have we in Peking?
Yeah.
And has Susan broken the good news to Mama yet?
Yeah, join us for a fun look at the news on the Rowan and Martin Report.
Don't miss the fun Wednesday night at 8, 7 Central Time on the Rowan Martin Report here on ABC.
Working with Bud Wilkinson today. I'm Chris Schenkel, and we're at halftime, and Bud, 7-7 sort of tells the story of what kind of a game we've watched.
Well, I think many people are wondering, did John Mckay's decision to go to Tampa to retire from Southern California at the end of this season affect the play of his team? I really doubt that, Chris, very much. The players are always ready to go. I think it has a disturbing effect on your coaching staff.
How do you mean?
Well, the coaches wonder, am I going to go with Coach McKay? Might I be the head coach of this team? Whoever is selected as head coach, will I stay? Those things kind of break your concentration, but I don't believe you can in any way criticize John McKay's decision. He has done so well. 3 successive Rose Bowl teams, 4 national champions. You know, where do you go from here?
Well, of course, the nature of the deal itself, Bud, with tremendous sums of money, long-range security, which in some coaching ranks, you can't be that secure. So, as you say, we don't blame him. We can only wish him well and pat him on the back for the great years he's had at SC, his 16th.
Well, John would like very much to have had an interview with you, Chris, to talk about this decision, but he knew that the effect of his announcement, which he was forced into making because of the constant rumors having such an unsettling effect, would have people wondering, did it affect his team in this game? So he did not feel that he ought to be interviewed to show everyone how deeply interested he was in this contest, and he's going to be that way for the rest of the season. He's that kind of a man.
Well, but if he declines when you ask him, then we know it's for real because he's one of your close friends.
Well, he's a superior football coach. He's a great man. He's got a sense of humor. He keeps people relaxed when they ought to be relaxed. He gives them that shot of discipline when you have to have discipline. One of the greatest in the game.
Yes, a lot of good things come out of Los Angeles, California. And from the USC campus, the Trojan Marching Band. So let's watch and listen. The SC Band, over 250 strong, with students from every field of study. Their director, Dr. Arthur C. Bartner. You saw Becky Armstrong, the twirler, just a few moments ago. And today they're going to do roundabout, chameleon, and do the hustle. We should point out as they go into that beautiful formation that here's a band that just returned from a triumphant trip to Notre Dame, a trip which culminated a 2-year, $52,000 fundraising drive with all monies raised by the band. The Trojan Band tripled in size over the past 4 years. drum major is Pete Lepo. And here, the home base of the California Golden Bears, California Memorial Stadium, on a sun-drenched afternoon. The halftime score is 7-7. California scoring first. If you just joined us, 62 yards, 6 plays, a pass. Roth to Walker. SC went 75 in the next series. In 10 plays, Ricky Bell to score from 12 yards out. That's Becky Armstrong. Chameleon is the name of the tune and the formation, concert-like formation by the Trojan Marching Band. Over 250 strong. Musically, it's the powerful Trojan Band. And on the field this year, the Trojans have delighted and cheered the play of Ricky Bell, the junior tailback for Coach John Mckay. John Mckay says he's the best linebacker on the team. Says he's the best blocker on the team. He had to use him as a runner, and of course he's the best runner on the team. We're talking about Ricky Bell. Up close and personal now with number 42, Ricky Bell. Ricky Bell.
I'm from Houston, Texas, and my mother and my 2 younger brothers moved out here in the year of '66. When we first came out, I wasn't really interested in sports or anything, and then I found myself trying to find something to get into, and this first started in junior high school. And after I really got interested in sports, I was playing like basketball, baseball, and football. But I would see guys like O.J. Simpson on TV, and I would hear about Jim Brown, the great Jim Brown. And I wanted to be one of those guys. And over a period of time, I kept working hard and kept dreaming of being a good ball player. And now it's here.
I think Ricky Bell he's probably of all the guys that ever played at SC at tailback, you know, he's probably the strongest tailback I've ever seen. I saw him running. He reminds me a lot of Jim Brown, who he says is his hero, in that he runs like a halfback, you know. He breaks a lot of tackles. A lot of people don't realize that Jim Brown was a great broken field runner, and many of the tackles he broke he was sliding by guys, breaking those arm tackles and everything. It wasn't like Jim Taylor. He puts his head down and run over the guys, and Ricky Bell seemed to run similar. He doesn't have a mature offensive line yet. I think there's only one senior up front blocking for him, and he still look like he's going to put my name out of all the record books at SC. The only records I had after Anthony Davis was season records, and it looked like he's going to take care of those. But he's an excellent back, and let me tell you something. I was saying to the guys in the locker room, you know, if you took Archie Griffin from Ohio State still would be an excellent team. If you took Joe Washington from Oklahoma, they still possibly could be undefeated. But if you took Ricky Bell right now from USC, they wouldn't be near the team that they are. So in my mind, Ricky Bell is probably the most valuable player for his team in the country today.
For the last 10 years, there have been a lot of great runners here at USC. Guys like John Arnett, Mike Garrett, O.J., and Anthony Davis. And I knew there would be some pretty big shoes to fill playing behind guys like those. But the thing I wanted to do was to play the best Ricky Bell could play and not think of those guys. People put pressure on me talking about guys like that. But I just tried to stay to myself and tell Ricky Bell to play the best he could possibly play.
He is with probably the youngest football team in America. This team has very few seniors on it, very little experience. We do not have a great passing attack. We don't even have maybe an adequate pass attack. Probably the poorest we've had at the university since I've been here. It's no one's fault. It's just one of those things that happened to us. We put the burden on him. He is our offense. He must make ground
for us to win. We have been fortunate in winning 7 games, and truthfully, the other youngsters have played well. But without Ricky Bell, I don't think we would have been over 2-4 or 3-4. We're a good team without him, and he has meant so much to our football team. And I've never seen one youngster beyond O.J. Simpson, who I thought was the greatest of all time, who deserves the trophy more.
Many people are considering that it's between Archie Griffin and myself. I've seen Archie Griffin play. I played in 2 Rose Bowls against him, and he is a great athlete. We have different styles. I think he's more of a quicker and a lot faster than I am, when I am a lot stronger and I can run over a lot more people than he can.
For 1976, Chevrolet's Dura-built 140 cubic inch Vega and Monza engine is guaranteed for more miles than Volkswagen, Toyota, and Datsun combined. Together, those 3 foreign cars offer an engine guarantee of only 48,500 miles. Chevrolet's engine guarantee is for 60,000 miles or 5 years, whichever comes first. It's an added value feature of 76 Vegas and Monzas with 4-cylinder Dura-built 140 cubic inch engines. It means that should something go wrong with the engine, your Chevy dealer will fix it free. It covers repairs to the cylinder block, cylinder head, all internal engine parts, the intake and exhaust manifolds, and water pump, made necessary because of defects in materials or workmanship. It does not cover repairs required because of accidents, misuse, or lack of proper maintenance. For 76, an engine guarantee from Chevrolet longer than the guarantees of 3 popular foreign cars combined.
Here he is, folks, all $6 million of them. Adventuresome, dynamic, and bionic. Lee Majors. He'll be with us tonight on Saturday Night Live.
Thank you, Howard, but I'm really looking forward to seeing the real $6 million man, O.J. Simpson.
He's worth $12 million.
He's got me drinking orange juice.
Plus 32 alive and kicking beautiful Radio City Music Hall Rockettes surrounding Lee Majors.
I can hardly wait.
Tonight, 8 o'clock over many of these ABC stations.
Okay, that's tonight, and right here this afternoon on the West Coast, Northern California, USC and California, surprising 7-7 tie at halftime. Ohio State defeated Indiana today 24-14, and Archie Griffin has all the credentials. His Heisman Trophy is one identification card of a great college football player. And the NCAA found out that he also is a man with strong views on contemporary problems. Let's watch and listen to Archie Griffin.
What could stop me like this without even a different color jersey being close? Drugs. That's right, drugs. I know they can't help me be a better athlete, and that's been proven. And I apply that principle to my everyday life. Drugs can't help me at all. Hey, I mean, I know they're around, but what do I say? To drugs, I say, no way.
The NCAA is concerned about drug abuse, and so is Archie Griffin. Great athletes denounce drugs, and so should you. And on the field, a 120-member California marching band, a George M. Cohan medley. Give my regards to Broadway a moment ago, and now, Yankee Doodle Dandy. Sort of an unofficial battle of bands. You saw the Trojan band and now the Golden Bear band. And in the battle on the field, the score tied at 7-7. Ricky Bell, 14 carries, 60 yards. Chuck Muncie of California, 6 carries, 30 yards. How about a little Hello, Dolly? cap, but not his spirit and music. And this is the University of California band that will tour the United States in the summer of next year. Celebration of the bicentennial chosen by the commission, and they'll go 10,000 miles, a 6-week tour, and I'm sure that you'll see them in your area, wherever you are. USC California game is brought to you by Chevrolet. Chevrolet announces a new kind of American car, the new Chevy Chevette. By Kentucky Fried Chicken, for hot, tender, finger-licking good chicken and fixins. A good meal is still a good deal at the Colonel's. And by Bank Americard. You never have to use it when you don't want to, but sometimes just having it can make all the difference. Well, we hope Robert Preston is listening, because this tune, 76 trombones, he made it famous. California band, and this afternoon, Bud Wilkinson and I, Chris Schenkel, are across the bay from San Francisco, California. The University of California at Berkeley has grown over more than a century, become a city of intellect. Nearly 30,000 students are pursuing academic goals here in almost 100 fields of study. Berkeley is known now for having one of the top-rated graduate programs in the country. The recent American Council of Education survey found Berkeley to be one of the best educational institutions in the land, ranking 26 of Berkeley's 35 graduate schools among the top 3 in the nation. Perhaps nowhere else in the country can an entering group of freshmen find 10 Nobel Prize winners in the lecture halls and faculty rooms as easy to approach as fellow classmates. The University of California's athletic department fields nearly 25 varsity, junior varsity, and freshman teams in 16 sports to place it as one of the largest and most comprehensive athletic programs in the nation. Yes, in athletics, California is national champion of both gymnastics and water polo, which you'll see next year in the Olympics from Montreal here on ABC. Excellence, diversity, creativity, and size are the hallmarks of the University of California at Berkeley, and today it's a perfect day.
Problem dandruff? I used to be ashamed of my hair, thanks to problem dandruff. Then I learned problem dandruff's nothing to be ashamed of. It's something to take care of. Look, if your problem dandruff's anything like mine was, you may need proven medication. Tegrin shampoo is proven medication. Its anti-dandruff formula gets to the root of the problem. And used regularly, it leaves hair clean and healthy looking. Try Tegrin medicated shampoo. Get to the root of your problem dandruff.
What kind of fragrance does a woman really like on a man?
Something manly and fresh.
For his face? For his body?
Something that lasts all day.
Aqua Velva's new herbal.
Aqua Velva's new musk.
Free-spirited new herbal and provocative new musk with extra strength fragrances that last all day.
New herbal and musk. They're manly and fresh all day. There's something about an Aqua Velva man.
When you've got to get through and the roads turn tough, it helps to have a tire like the Sears steel-belted Snow Guard, with a kind of sure-footed traction that comes from a combination of steel belts and deep fighting snow tread. The Sears steel-belted Snow Guard, on sale now. Save 25 to 35%, only at Sears.
Hi, this is Warner Wolf in New York. Join Dave Dials and myself for the college football scoreboard immediately after this game. If you took Ohio State this afternoon and gave 45 points, you lost. Ohio State 24, Indiana 14. In fact, the score was only 17-14 in the fourth period, and Pete Johnson scored his 19th touchdown of the season. Both Griffin and Johnson each gained 150 yards this afternoon. If you took Michigan and gave 25 points, you lost. Michigan 28, Minnesota 21. The score here was 21-21, and Gordy Bell, who gained 171 yards and 32 carries, broke the tie with 7 minutes to play. And one of the most exciting games of the day occurred in College Park before a record crowd of 59,000 people, the most ever to see a football game, pro or college, in the Maryland-Washington area. Penn State, on a field goal by Chris Barr, beat Maryland 15-13. Barr, by the way, had 3 field goals, and Maryland missed a field goal with 15 seconds to play. Florida this afternoon against Auburn, 31-14. Florida a winner, and now Florida, keep in mind, with a record of 7-1, has lost only 1 game, and that was to North Carolina State by the score of 8-7. Oklahoma, a 27-7 winner today over Oklahoma State. A lot of people thought that game would be a bit closer, so that's 37 in a row for Oklahoma, counting the tie. As you might have seen here earlier on ABC, Nebraska 30 and Missouri 7. And the last 2 years, you recall, Missouri had upset Nebraska. Not this year. Ferragamo threw for 3 touchdown passes for Nebraska. Texas and SMU. Now, this game a lot closer than people thought, 30-22. SMU scored first to lead 7-0. Texas came back with 20 points to lead 20-7 at the half. Then SMU came in, but the difference, 3 field goals by Russell Erxelben of 36, 48, and 52 yards. So Texas wins it 30-22. Now back to Chris Schenkel in Berkeley, California.
Well, I hope Dave and Werner won't mind, but I have 2 scores I want to get in. Slippery Rock shut out Lock Haven 42-0. And another final, Ithaca 36, Hobart 29. Ithaca 7-0 in the year. SC at the bottom of your screen, 7-0 here in 1975. But the score is tied as we go into the second half now. It'll be SC, Glenn Walker. He'll be kicking off to the California Golden. Smith is 30. Number 7 is Steve Rivera. 7-7. And for those of you that joined us, California scored first. A 16-yard pass from quarterback Joe Roth to Walker. Bell then went 12 yards and with the kick tied it up. So here we go. When it's touched, the game is underway. It'll be a touchback coming out to the 20-yard line. Now we'll look at the first half statistics.
Very even football game, score 7-7, total yards almost even. Of those first downs, California made 7, 6 of them by passing. The turnovers, 1 by California on an intercepted pass. Southern California did not have any. Southern Cal way ahead in time of possession, but an even football game.
All right, now from the 20-yard line, California in the blue and gold. On the left in the white jerseys, the SC defense, a good one. From the 20, Joe Roth is the quarterback. 10 of 17 in the first half, 125 yards. And here's Muncie. And there you get an idea of how good that young man is.
Southern California in the first half had 6 possessions and average driving the ball 46 yards each time they had it, even though they only put 1 touchdown on the board. California had the ball 5 times. They averaged moving at 45.6 yards. So it's been 2 fine offensive teams, but the defense holding when they have to.
All right, there are Joe Roth, number 12. Number 99 is Wesley Walker. 33 is Newton, the fullback. And the tailback you just saw go 19 yards, Chuck Muncie. 1st and 10 from the 39. Walker in motion. 7-7. A little stutter or a slip in the backfield caused a little delay, and with his ability, he gets more yardage, Bud. That was his 8th carry. He had 49 yards before that snap. Up front for California, 83 Freitas, Albrecht 79, Maiko 62, Williams 71, Harrison 56, DeRosa 69, and Rivera number 7, potential pass receiver. So now from the 45, it's a 2nd down and 4 for California. 14 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Walker again, 99, moving. And Tom Newton, the fullback from San Jose, a junior, carried on the play. For the Southern California defense, the inside linebacker, Dale Logie, 54, made the play. It's Jeter, Rames, and Underwood up front, 79, 97, and 95. Then we took a look at the linebackers. Lewis, 57, 50 Bruce, 54 Logie, whom we just talked about, and number 60, Clay Matthews. And in the backfield, Reese, 46, Bush, 23, Stozer, 49, and Doug Hogan, 48. Here's a 3rd and 1 for the Golden Bears, right near midfield at about the 48. Did they get it? Joe Roth, 6 feet 4 inches tall, 205 pounds, battling for the first down on 3rd.
For the people that tuned in late, Mike White feels that Joe Roth is quicker than Bartkowski, who was the #1 draft choice last year, having played for California. He's a great thrower, and as Chris pointed out, big and strong, 6'4", 215 pounds.
A junior college transfer and a young man 2 years ago that had a cancerous cyst removed from under his left ear. Joe Roth, he's a junior. Now with the 1st and 10 at the 49. From the I formation, the deep back is Muncie. Walker in motion.
Well, you could feel that one coming, Chris.
Beautiful
for 2
pattern.
successive first downs.
20 yards, Bud. And Rivera may have been shaken up on the play, but he is so nifty, so slick that he just gets open on that slant pattern to the middle of the field.
Let's watch Rivera. Again, Muncie faked over the football to freeze the linebackers. Rivera taking the inside break. He's wide open. The linebackers have moved forward. The pass catches him right on the numbers. He's hit, and let's see what happens to him as he goes down. It's a little hard to tell. Too many people there, but hopefully he will be okay, and it appears that he is. The ball probably just fell on his stomach and knocked his wind out.
California split end, who with SC's Danny Reese played on the same high school team, Banning High in Los Angeles. Also the same team with Nebraska's quarterback, Vince Ferragamo, who many of you folks saw defeat Missouri today, 30-7. Here we have a tie ball game, 7-7. So now it's a 1st and 10 at the 32. Jesse Thompson has replaced Rivera. He's number 21. Carrying the ball, Chuck Muncie, number 42 from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Roth now 11 of 18 for 145 yards. Rivera has caught 6 passes for 95. Roth threw his touchdown pass to Walker, the flanker that you usually see in motion. Here's a better look up close of Chuck Muncie, the tailback.
Most people today wear contact lenses, but they don't seem to fit Muncie, and he plays with those glasses on. The first half went just about as expected. We felt that the key to the game would be the defensive play of the University of California. Southern California had the ball 6 times, scored only once. If the Golden Bears can keep that percentage, they're going to stay in this game.
He had an illegal motion penalty. The down will be replayed for California in the blue jerseys. It'll be a 1st and 15 at about the 37. Rivera back in, number 7, to the near side of the field. Opposite is Walker. What a nifty runner with all that size. Muncie and Dale Logie, number 54 of Los Angeles, stopped him at approximately the 32. A gain of 4, so it's going to be 2nd down and 11 for California. Tied at 7-all, 12 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Muncie now 60 yards in 9 carries. Bell 60 yards in 14 carries. And what a battle in this head-to-head confrontation, Bud.
And a few of the people watching the game from the hillside here in Strawberry Canyon.
Call it Tightwad Hill. You don't have to pay to get up there. Roth. Muncie. He is such an all-purpose runner. Chuck Muncie.
Now, Logie made the tackle that time the way you should against somebody that can move those feet as Muncie does. If you hit him on the numbers, that's the slowest moving part of a man's body.
He's been following number 42 in blue, Chuck Muncie, all afternoon. Harold Steele helping Logie on the play.
Those little penalties just eat you up. They'd have the first down now, and instead of that, they're facing a 3rd and 5.
Here he is, 3rd in the nation, all-purpose running, 164 yards per game. That includes passes caught. All right, 3rd and 5 from the 29. Big play for California. Rivera trying to get loose in the middle, couldn't do it. Lofting one out to Muncie. Muncie has it. First and goal to go.
Played that one like an outfielder, Chris. Obviously, the receivers that were called on the play were covered. Roth floated around back there, made a very good move, and then dropped it up there, kind of like a hit over the infield.
Well, it's fun when the player you're talking about and all-purpose running and yard production does that. Chuck Muncie, his third catch of the afternoon.
And the California fans hope he gets up and walks away cleanly without any concern about an ankle injury or a knee injury or a possible hamstring pull. They're checking his left ankle.
Muncie, 4 catches, not 3, for 49 yards.
That was one of the better catches we've seen all year, though. He just had to come back and get the ball. It was not thrown particularly sharply. He just kind of hung up there, and he just went back and got it. But it looks like he's injured a little bit as he's walking off. This is the play again. You can see Roth, nobody open. He rolls to the outside, and then just kind of hangs it up. Watch Muncie come in under that ball. Turned around, reached back, made the reception.
And then we seldom have a chance to talk to. You see Bob Orr, the head trainer, on the right, and the team physician, Dr. Jerome Patmount, on the left. They're sort of the unheralded or behind-the-scenes people. Chuck Muncie, California's all-time leading rusher. Cal's 5th all-time receiver.
And he is one of the better blockers that has ever played for the University of California.
John Dixon, number 44, who played earlier from Costa Mesa, California, a junior. There he is, the right of your screen. 5'10", 200 pounds. Will try to fill in for Muncie. We're at the 10:47 mark of the third quarter. The score is tied 7-7. Scoring in the second quarter, a 16-yard pass, Roth to Walker, and then SC came back, a 12-yard run by Bell. First and goal from the 7, California. Walker in motion. And Tom Newton, the all-purpose fullback, showed that he could run. He's inside the 5, approximately the 4, as Rod Martin, a junior from Los Angeles, 52, made the tackle.
Pointed out in the first half that John Mckay said he knew how great Muncie was, but that the overlooked player was Tom Newton. And John Mckay's estimation, he's the best fullback California has had in all of the years that Mckay has coached at Southern California, 16 of them.
Takes patience and dedication to the team. Newton just carried the ball. Did it once in the first half. The rest of the time he's been blocking. All right. Second and goal from the 4. Receivers covered. Joe Roth unloads it. Number 57 for SC, the Trojans, linebacker Dave Lewis, put on the rush.
Good play by Roth. No one open. He was trying to run the same pass that was their touchdown. Walker in motion, driving downfield, then breaking on a sideline pattern. But at that time, he was well covered by Danny Reese.
California's offensive team, they're 5th in the nation in passing offense, averaging nearly 200 yards per game. They're number 1 in total offense, 437 yards per game. So here they are, faced with a third and goal at the 4, with the score tied 7-7. A lead pass. Touchdown, George Freitas.
Nothing like that running fake, Chris. The secondary has got to respect it. They've got to come up. The tight end, Freitas, wide open in the corner.
And what a time to receive your first touchdown catch of the year. Number 83, George Freitas, a 4-yard strike from Joe Roth. Roth's second touchdown pass of the afternoon, and California is again in the lead with 10:32 to go in the third quarter. The score is 13-7. 80 yards in 11 plays, consuming 4 minutes and 28 seconds. Jim Breach to try for the point after it's up. Good. 14-7 is the score. So here on a beautiful afternoon and a great Pac-8 battle, we'll take this pause and then return.
You know, new light beer from Miller is everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
It's less filling, and light has 1/3 less calories than the regular beer.
Oh, heck, I didn't drink all this beer by myself. I had a little help from those clowns. But imagine a great tasting beer that's less filling.
Looks like you're going to take a heap to fill in there, Ernie.
Oh, shit.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Hi, I'm Walt Garrison, and I don't smoke, but I still enjoy tobacco. Smokeless tobacco, like Skoal here. Just a pinch between my cheek and gum, and I get full tobacco pleasure. And since I don't light up, I can use it doing almost anything. So go smokeless with Skoal, Copenhagen, or Happy Days Mint. The tobaccos you don't have to smoke to enjoy.
Tuitions pay for only about a third of the cost of a college education. The rest must come from you. Give to the college of your choice. Now.
This is the touchdown play again, and the touch that Roth has here. He sprints out to his left, running, and then watch him hang that ball up there over everybody to Freitas. The secondary men had taken the fake. They had come up. Freitas is wide open in the end zone, and with beautiful touch, Roth lays the ball on target.
What a pick he'll be. He's only a junior. 14 of 22, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns. Steve Mayle for California following the go-ahead touchdown. Kicking off, Dwight Ford, 22. At 17, Rod Connors deep for SC. Looking into the sun. 22, Dwight Ford has it at the 5, 10, 15, 20. And halted at approximately the 23. So now the Trojans have to fight back again following that 18-yard return by Ford. There's Chuck Muncie, who sprained his left ankle. The doctor, Pat Mount, was not sure if he would be able to come back into the game. He's loosening up, limbering up.
He's
and
got
what a football player he is.
You can't be the kind of a player he is without a big heart. And as he jogged that time, it looked to me like he maybe can work the sting out of it. Very unusual. He's nodding his head, I can go. Wearing those glasses instead of contact lenses, but some player.
Now let's look at the other 42 in white. Ricky Bell, 60 yards, 14 carries, 1 touchdown. And there's Mr. Bell. Paul Vandermaiden, number 97, and number 91, Sam Best for the California defense. And are they fired up? Making the stop at the 26, Bud.
In the first half, we felt that Southern California was going to have to throw the ball to move it because the California defense was just daring them to throw it. Evans did open up and did set up their touchdown throwing the ball. They're going to try here in the second half to move it with the usual pattern, but I think they'll have to go back to throwing again.
19 is in the lineup. Junior Lee is a potential receiver on a 2nd and 7 from the 26. Oh, beautiful moves. And if OJ's watching, he's probably saying all those good old days at SC. Not bad in Buffalo right now either. There's Joe Roth on the ground. They're working things out for the next opportunity, and they took advantage of the last one, going 80 yards in 11 plays, a 4-yard touch pass. Roth to Freitas to go ahead.
And he's just hoping that his defensive unit can get him in there again when his team is 1 touchdown ahead.
3rd and 1 from the 31 for SC from the power I. Evans, first down for Southern California, bringing it out to about the 35, bringing with him number 16 Jeff Moy and 88 Phil Heck.
With less than a minute to go in the first half, Southern California ran the play that you just saw on 4th and 1, and were held to no gain. That sent the teams into the dressing rooms at halftime score. Tied 7-7.
There you can see with the sun in Joe Roth's eyes on the sideline just how bright an afternoon it is. Thus far, it hasn't affected any kick catches or passes thrown, but it might. Now with the 1st and 10 at the 35, SC on the move. Evans. Oh! A pass intended for number 7, Dennis Thurman, deflected and nearly pulled in. Let's watch Thurman again, Bud.
Smith, the linebacker, hits the ball first. He's running that curl pattern, but no one was fooled really on the play. Rolling into the open spot, the linebacker bounces the ball, and it goes up and over Thurman, and it's almost intercepted. And I guess that was Lofton who almost made the interception.
And it was Pete Setta, the linebacker, who tipped the ball, and now we have a 2nd and 10 from the 35. California leads SC 14-7. And carrying was Tatupu of Honolulu, who had 32 yards prior to that move. Sam Best again, 91, and 87, Chuck Heckstrom. And look at the blackboard session, Bud.
Boy, you can't afford to waste a single play in a game of this kind, and wanting to be certain that they do not let the middle guard shoot the gap if they're going to try to pull that lineman that you saw. It'll be their guard going to pull, and he's saying don't pull if it looks like the middle guard's coming your way.
A battle for the Pac-8 lead, possibly a trip to the Rose Bowl. Undefeated in the Pac-8, SC with the ball. Now a 3rd and 10 from the 35. Simren and Junior Lee are split away from the line, and there's perhaps too much time. In college football, you have 25 seconds to snap the ball. Delay of the game. So it's going to come back 5 yards. It'll be a 3rd and 15. Thus far, USC on 3rd downs has converted 6 times in 10 tries. Number 7, Thurman, comes off the SC bench and replaces number 19, Junior Lee. I don't know her name.
Wish you did.
Wish my son did.
Right.
All right, 7:46 to go. 14-7 in the 3rd quarter. California in the lead. SC with the ball. Ricky Bell. And the California defense again has met the challenge. They did at the end of the first half. 1st and goal. They held on downs. Ricky Bell coming to the sideline. Greg Ricks and Pete Sitta on the tackles for Cal.
On the first possession for Southern California, for those of you who tuned in late, that last play, the draw play, Ricky Bell ran it 48 yards to the 4-yard line, but the play was called back because of a procedure penalty.
All right, Glenn Walker, number 39, will punt into the sun. Steve Rivera is back. He's back in single safety as a 10-man rush on the punter now. There's the punter. What a rush. Beautiful kick. Fair catch called for, and a good idea. 38-yard punt despite all the pressure of 10 California Golden Bears. California leading 14-7. Let's take a pause.
Here's real goodness from the Colonel, it's a meal. It's finger-licking good, so you know it's all right. So let the Colonel people do your cooking tonight. You want a good meal, but you don't want a fuss. Come to the people you know you can trust. Real goodness from Kentucky Fried Chicken. Thanks, Colonel.
Death Valley, the hottest place in America. 3 1976 Chevrolet Vegas equipped with a new Dura-built engine recently ran 60,000 miles each through country like this. In 180,000 total miles, the only engine part replaced other than maintenance items was one timing belt. 1976 Chevy Vega Dura-built engine. Built to take it. Don't just take our word for it. Ask Death Valley.
Let's see that last punt again, Bud.
Rules are absolutely specific. If you don't get the ball and you run into the kicker, it's roughing the kicker. It's a penalty. Let's watch it very closely. You can see the big rush by all those blue-shirted Californians, but nobody has hit Walker yet. Nobody has hit him yet. And he decides there's so many people around me, I better go to the ground.
A terrific pressure punt. And now it's a 1st and 10 for California, leading 14-7. 7 minutes to go.
Total miles, the only engine part replaced other than maintenance items was one timing belt. 1976 Chevy Vega Dura-built engine. Built to take it. Don't just take our word for it. Ask Death Valley.
Let's see that last punt again, Bud.
Rules are absolutely specific. If you don't get the ball and you run into the kicker, it's roughing the kicker. It's a penalty. Let's watch it very closely. You can see the big rush by all those blue-shirted Californians, but nobody has hit Walker yet. Nobody has hit him yet. And he decides there's so many people around me, I better go to the ground.
A terrific pressure punt. And now it's a 1st and 10 for California, leading 14-7. 7 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Carrying the ball, Paul Jones, the freshman fullback, number 46.
And we have Muncie back in at tailback, so hopefully that ankle of his is okay.
Harold Steele, number 71. And on a warm afternoon, the youngsters need that H2O. 58,871 here in attendance, and on Tightwad Hill, overlooking the stadium, another 2,000. who didn't have to pay. As we look at their team, the California Golden Bears, as we have a 2nd and 6
Some of those
from the
seats
33.
almost 50-yard line seats.
Oh,
Those are a little high, but they're pretty well located.
Beautiful area here as Walker goes in motion. 2nd and 6 from their own 33. Losing the handle. Oh! The alert lineman recovers the ball. Look at those two SC players that are in there. Bruce is 50. And over the ball is number 54, Whit Everett, the center. So, loss of 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 9, Bud.
And that's the first misplay by California. They've been a very disciplined offensive football team. That time they just failed to make the exchange.
We'll show you those comparisons. Bell and Muncie. Muncie 42 in blue. There he is. Bell, when he plays in the offensive unit of SC, 42 in white. 3rd and 9. Joe Roth. A clutch catch by Rivera. And a flag goes down.
Oh, he did drill that one.
We'll be choosing the Chevrolet offensive and defensive players of the game when it's over, so try to make your choice. Here's the penalty. Personal foul against SC.
I believe
it was a first down anyway.
Let's watch number 54, linebacker Logie of Southern California. I believe he just hit a little bit late. Rivera goes down. He curls to the inside. He finds the open seam. And there comes the ball. He was on the ground. And the referee said, hey, late hit.
So the well-drilled, fast USC defense now being tested once more. Rivera now 106 yards on 7 catches. 1st and 10 at the 44 of SC.
Big 3rd down play.
Joe Roth, spectacular quarterback, number 12. Behind him, 99, Walker in motion. Muncie, 42. I'd say the ankle is unsprained.
I think it slowed him up maybe a step, but he's certainly ready. He picked up almost 5 yards on the play. That little counter fake is designed to try to hold the linebackers in position as we look at how the top 10 came out today. Ohio State won, not as impressively as many people expected. Oklahoma a little more impressively than some people thought. Nebraska big against Missouri.
Alabama and Mississippi State play tonight. Michigan winning, Texas winning, Penn State eking one out, Florida winning. And here, number 4 ranked SC is behind 7-14. It's a 2nd and 6 for California. Joe Roth. Whoops! A very smart play on the part of Rivera. He saw it being tipped, and to avoid it being intercepted, got back there to mainly knock it down. Roth now 15 of 24.
Clint Strozier made a very fine play that time. Let's take another look at Rivera as he starts down the field. Southern California refused to go for the running fake on the play. Rivera curling it to the inside. Fine move by Strozier. The ball bounces high in the air, and Rivera, as Chris pointed out, moved in, prevented the interception.
Well, you have to be a defensive player in a case like that, and unfortunately, Rivera now shaken up again. Dr. Catamount is there, along with the trainer.
One of those things, Chris, that you really work with your offensive players and defensive players. They've got to go from offense to defense in a great hurry, and when that ball is in the air, particularly important.
And that is the applause for California's 2nd all-time receiver, Steve Rivera, who has caught 7 today for 106 yards. And it's the 2nd time that he's been shaken up in this bruising battle between these 2 representatives of the Pac-8. Their executive director, Wiles Halleck, coming into the booth at halftime, shaking his head on what a terrific battle we're seeing here in Berkeley.
Defensive secondary men know that some passes are going to be caught, but their slogan is, we'll make them pay the price. We're going to hit them every time they do make the catch.
Incidentally, Steve Sweeney is the number 1 California all-time receiver. A good one. Here's Joe Roth, 3rd and 6.
Good rush that time by Logie. Shot the gap and forced him to throw before he was ready.
So it's a 4th down and 6. Dr. Pat Mount, the team physician for the California Golden Bears, checking very carefully. And Steve Rivera, a senior from Wilmington, California. All right, it's punting time for California. This is Greg Cummins. we'll get word on Rivera's condition. Our first opportunity is we're in the third quarter, 5:04 to go. California leading 14-7. Danny Reese, the #1 punt returner in the nation, calls for a fair catch, and wise decision, Danny. 35 yards, and SC will try to mount a drive inside their own 10.
Who wants to be treated like just another beautiful body? I got a brain. So Bev, get a new Hager top. It mixes and matches with... Connie, Hager slacks to give me a variety of ways to express my individuality. For less than $45, I'm more than a beautiful body. I'm a sex object.
Hager slacks mix and match with Hager tops for less than $50. Because looking good doesn't have to cost a lot.
Thanks, Hager.
Oh.
Have you insulated your attic yet? Every day you wait, it's money through the roof. Insulate now with Owens Corning fiberglass, 6 inches or more. Depending on where you live, you could save from $50 to $200 a year on heating and air conditioning with an average attic. Already have a little insulation? Ask your building supply dealer or fiberglass insulation contractor how much you could save by adding more. Every day you wait, it's money through the roof.
What was his name? Chuck over the seat and Chuck Muncie over it.
All right, we're back again at Berkeley in a terrific Pac-8 battle between SC, who now will snap it from their own 6 following a very effective punt by Crummins. Here it is, 6. Vince Evans is the quarterback. Tatupu and Bell are the setbacks. Bell has it. Bell's out to the 10, moving across to the 15, and is down at the 16. A great move by Ricky Bell.
Just shake your head every time you look at him, Chris. He's durable, strong. That was his 18th carry this afternoon, and there's almost 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. He seems to pick up an extra step of speed the further the game goes.
And, Bud, you worked on the Notre Dame SC game last week in South Bend, and you saw him carried a lot of times.
Southern California was behind in that game at halftime, 14-7, and they came on strong, particularly in the fourth quarter.
All right, it's 1st and 10 now for the Trojans from their own 16, trailing 7-14. About 4 minutes. And there goes Tatupu.
That's the 1-2 punch that spelled doom for the Fighting Irish last week. Bell's fakes and then an occasional pop to Tatupu, and he averaged 10 yards per pop in the fourth quarter against the Fighting Irish.
A 10-yard pop by Bell, nearly a 16-yard move by Tatupu, the fullback. Next week, we've just learned 2 of the regionals have been announced. Georgia versus Florida, 1:30 Eastern. Pitt versus West Virginia, 1 o'clock Eastern. Today, Tony Dorsett gained over 150 yards for Pitt. He's now over the 1,000-yard mark. The other games, regional games, will be announced on Monday as Bell goes. Bell comes back and gets out to the 46. 15 yards, 10, 16, 15.
You've got to begin to wonder, Chris, about the fatigue factor entering in. It's rather a warm day. The field is in good shape, but just a little bit soft, and the leg weariness begins to hit you about this time.
And Tim Meehan, number 40, may get a little worried. He's made back-to-back tackles on the 2 powerful runners. Now from the 46, first down. Tatupu, the fullback, number 36, coming out to near midfield. Again, reminding you, Georgia, Florida, 1:30 Eastern next Saturday here on ABC, along with Pitt, West Virginia, regionally, at 1 Eastern, and the other games on our regional week of exclusive NCAA coverage will be announced on Monday.
California continuing to shuffle their interior defensive linemen. They don't feel they've got a high degree of skill there. They're keeping everybody fresh.
All right, it's 2nd down and 7 for SC at their own 49. California leads 14-7, third quarter. And moving into Cal territory to the 45, Ricky Bell and James Reed, number 55, and 43, Sid Lofton, in on the tackle.
I don't believe, Chris, that we're talked enough about the blocking of the California line. Powell and Jackson at tackles, Davis and Hickman at guards, and Cordell at center. They're just beginning to move off that ball in a wave and drive the California defenders back off the line of scrimmage.
Now Ricky Bell is over 100 yards, 20 carries, 103 yards, his 5th consecutive 100-yard game. The last time he was under 100 was against the Purdue Boilermakers. All right, it's 3rd down and 1 for the Trojans. They have the ball at the 46 of California. Bell trying to get the yard. Oh, is that close? A Marker goes down.
He had not made the first down, Chris.
Right. 52, Pete Sitta. 88, Phil Heck. Personal foul, and we've had several today. But this is an inter-conference battle. Northern California's Golden Bears, Southern California's Trojans. Ricky Bell.
Play again. Let's see if we can pick up the penalty. Bell trying to get to the outside. There is no place to go. He's hit. He's on the ground. And here comes a rather late hit, and that's what the penalty was called. A man on the top of your screen hitting Bell after he was down.
7 times Cal has been penalized for 75 yards. So now USC, 4th in the nation. 1st and 10 at the 30. We have 2 minutes approximately remaining in the third quarter. Cal 14, USC 7. Evans. Look out. Touchdown. 30 yards. Quarterback Evans. What a call.
The old quarterback counter, and safest play in football. The linebackers all went with the first fake to the left of the screen. And I think Evans, Chris, showed everybody the kind of speed that he's got. He outran the secondary.
Now I see why they're ranked number 4, because they went 94 yards. Zip.
See the block. Vandermaiden is taken to the outside. He was slanting that way, and we had a great block by Hickman, and then speed by quarterback Evans, who John Mckay says the best running quarterback he's ever coached.
8 plays, and now to tie it up, Glenn Walker. The kick is up. Good. So with 1:57 remaining in the third quarter in Berkeley, it's California 14, USC 14.
Next Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports, 3 exciting events from Laurel Racecourse in Maryland to Washington, D.C. International, with the richest horse racing field ever assembled. From the Michigan International Speedway, the Michigan 150 for Indianapolis-type cars, with drivers like A.J. Foyt and Bobby Unser. And we'll go to the famed Bonsai Pipeline for an event you've enjoyed before, the Hawaiian Masters Surfing Championship. All this next Saturday at 5 Eastern and Pacific, 4 Central Time on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
94 yards, 7 plays, and the 4th-ranked Trojans have come back to tie the score. 14 all. And back deep we have Vern Smith, number 30, awaiting the kickoff by Glenn Walker, number 39.
When you're coaching, Chris, you look up there, and we've played almost 3 quarters, and we're starting all over again.
All over again is right. At halftime, it was 7 all. Long kick. Vern Smith, number 30 at the 1. Slips. 5, 10, 15. Courageous young man, Vern Smith. 14-yard return as the tackle was made on the play by number 44, Mike Burns of Richmond, California. So, SC drove from their own 6 to tie the score. Now, California, the Golden Bears, have a 1st and 10, and the spot is the 13, their own.
I want to watch Muncie this time and see if he's shaken off that twisted left ankle.
All right. Muncie alone, a flanker, and a wing back to the near side from the 13, Joe Roth. On a reverse, Muncie.
He's taken off the ankle, Chris.
Muncie gets across the 20, gets good blocking on the far side, and Denny Reese stops him. See where the forward progress is stopped. At the 22, short of a first down by 1.25 yards.
6'3", 230, and he operates like about a 160-pound tumbler.
Look who's back in. Number 7, Rivera, has come into that huddle that you're looking at right now. That's the California huddle. Roth is number 12. Newton is 33. Muncie is 42. Walker is 99. Rivera is number 7. Oh! What a great afternoon to see 2 of the finest on the same field. In blue, Chuck Muncie, and in the white Trojan jersey, Ricky Bell. Strozer on the tackle. First down, California.
Watching Muncie go back toward the huddle, you could tell that ankle stings him a little bit, but it's the mark of a great football player to shake off those kind of injuries, and when Ball moves, you move, full speed.
With that carry of 10 yards, Chuck Muncie has run for 83 yards today and has now gone over the 1,000-yard mark in rushing for this season. From the 33, first down, near the end of the third quarter. What a pass catching. He has glue. Unbelievable.
This is called finding the seam, and what I mean by finding the seam is get between the corner man and the safety man and also move away from the linebacker so he's not in front of you. He just settles right on that seam. Roth delivers the ball right at him, and it's first down again.
Bud, we've had some great games over the years that we've worked together, and I remember he reminds me of Tinker Owen on one Oklahoma game that we did. Do you recall it?
I certainly do, when they beat Nebraska, running from behind.
First and 10 from the 45. Going in motion is Leon Washington. And Tom Newton, the fullback, gets the call, and he moves into Trojan territory. Remember, this is still the third quarter with a score tied 14-all. 9 seconds, clock running.
The diversity of the attack, California, is remarkable. They're the leading team in the country going into the game, 241 yards rushing, 196 passing, and they've kept that balance going here this afternoon.
So time has run out in the third quarter in Berkeley, California. It's tied at 14.
It's running back, Boss McDougal. Sky's the limit.
Here's where football games are really won and lost. In Pro Draft.
That bum, 10,000 tops.
The Pro Draft game. You use official trading cards to build the strongest team.
No, Bid. I've got a hunch about his knees.
You seen that jackrabbit run? 40. 65.
You don't need a head for football.
85,000.
Just a nose for money.
Got it.
First you bid for players, then find out what they're really worth.
Now, here's the bad news.
Pro Draft by Parker Brothers.
You say you dreamt your house caught fire and a fireman stepped on your chihuahua and drowned your geranium, and your wife drove through a chicken truck, and you had the wrong coverage so your insurance company won't pay. Is that what's troubling you, Bunky? Well, stand up and take a walk in the sun, straight to your independent insurance agent. He's an expert on trouble. Independent of any one company, he works to find the best policies for you. Look him up in the yellow pages. If he can't help you, nobody can.
George Burns and Walter Matthau on Saturday Night Live with Howard Cosell tonight on ABC.
Surprising California. The score is tied as we have the first snap now of the fourth quarter. Joe Roth, the quarterback, 42 Muncie. 83 yards and 12 carries. He's caught 4 passes for 49 yards. And now with the ball at the 49 of SC, it's a second down and about 4. Roth calling signals. Trying for the 4. And more. What balance. Chuck Muncie of Uniontown, PA.
There's just nothing to tackle. He's just, all you see are shoulders and a helmet. Let's watch this driving position. Weaving in there behind his fullback, Newton, sliding, finding the hole. And watch him lower the boom. Look at that shoulder go down. There's just nothing to hit there. He hit the shoulder, and he keeps right on going.
John Mckay said when he's running upfield, he looks like the side of a house coming at you, and I guess that's about right. Great blocks in there by Albrecht, the strong tackle, and the left guard, Ned Vesey. First and 10 now at the 36 of SC. Score tie, Joe Roth. Long, he went thick. It is, oh! Ron Bush. A touchdown-saving hand movement. There he is, number 23 in white. Roth throwing 45 yards.
He was open. Roth just couldn't quite get the ball far enough downfield. Receiver well behind him. Bush does get a hand on the ball, but if the ball had been thrown just a step or two further, it would have been 6 points, California.
All right, Bush has completed 16 of 27 for 198 yards and 2 touchdowns. Joe Roth again. Bush, we pat him on the back. A great defensive play. Now 2nd and 10 from the SC 36. California with the ball. Muncie all alone. Out of bounds at the 23. First down, Cal. Clay Matthews forcing him out.
Didn't mean to sound critical about Roth underthrowing that ball slightly, because as you pointed out, Chris, he's had a marvelous afternoon throwing it. The longer the ball, the more accuracy it takes, and he just missed that one about 2 steps. His last one, he hung out there perfectly.
Listen to the cheers for Chuck Muncie, number 42, the senior tailback. Has to be an All-American this year.
He certainly is on my team.
And he has to be mentioned for the Heisman Trophy as well. A lot of great ones. Washington, Griffin. Right here on the same field, Ricky Bell. And now with the 1st and 10 at the 24. Watch California. Tom Newton. Bud, what about the third quarter statistics?
Well, they're going to indicate how close this game has been. The passing edge totally to California, 198 yards. Southern California's made 1 more yard throwing than their average going into this game. California, 308 total yards to 265, but that time of possession still in favor of the Trojans.
Stanley, if you just joined us earlier, we mentioned Archie Griffin had his 29th straight 100-yard game, 150 yards, now has 1,060. Walker to the left, Rivera. Walker to the near side, rather. Rivera to the opposite. 2nd down and 8. Roth. Oh! Rivera, 1st and goal.
I'll tell you, I like that Roth. Mike White has coached Jim Plunkett at Stanford and Bartkowski here at California, and he told me he thought Roth had the makings of the same kind of ability as those two boys. Here's Rivera, taking to the outside, putting on the brakes, going to the ground, then moving inside and back, and look at that ball come on target.
And Bud, that was his 9th catch. He's been hurt twice for 136 yards. And Joe Roth, that was his 27th completion in 18 attempts for 198 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's 1st and goal. Jeter is back in the lineup defensively for SC. From the 9, with 13 minutes left in the game, the score tied. Walker in motion. Here's Muncie. And Jeter, the man we just talked about, made that almost a solo tackle, the initial hit. Then he was joined by number 57, David Lewis. What a game.
Jeter is defensive tackle for Southern California, and John Mckay says that he is, in his opinion, the best in the country. He's 6'4", 240 pounds, moves with great quickness.
All-purpose playing. Muncie now with 158 yards total, 61 receiving, 97 rushing. Rivera
last week had 10 receptions. He's made 9 thus far in this game, as you could see, for 136 yards.
2nd and goal from the 9 for California. 12 minutes left in the game. Delay. This is the signal by the referee, John Presley, in a moment. Folding of the arms. Yep.
One of those problems when you're putting a man in motion. He's got a long way to go out from the huddle, and when you begin to get a little bit leg weary, it takes you a little while to get out there, and then you got to pick it up in motion coming back, and they just didn't make the moves quite fast enough.
So it comes back out to the 14, where it'll be 2nd down.
That's one of 14. Those very nagging 5-yard penalties. Kind of make you coaches pull your hair a little.
How true. On an NCAA survey, 1,307 Californians play major college football. Texas is 2nd with 1,298. The state of Ohio 3rd with 1,233. And a lot of them are right here on this field this afternoon. Native Californians. Joe Roth. Lofting one. Rivera is there. Can he get it? A marker down on the field. Let's now with a conference.
I believe Rivera could have caught the ball, Chris. He was fighting going out of bounds, and I think that's why he bounced it. And the penalty is going to be against Southern California.
Interference.
Let's watch it. Here's Rivera going downfield. A little bit of a break to the inside. He went by the linebacker well enough. Bush bumped him a little. And I guess Bush bumping him There's just one too many, and the official called Bush for interference. See Rivera struggling to stay in bounds as he lets the ball go.
And that is a costly penalty because it gives California first and goal at the 4. It was a 2nd and 14. Now, first and goal at the 4. The score is tied 14-all. SC's Trojan defense. Ready. Paul Jones is in at fullback. Muncie is the deep back, 42. That was freshman Paul Jones.
Boy, what a great takeoff by that California line. There were no white shirts anywhere left on that line of scrimmage. They just blew them back 4 yards, every one of them. On the goal line, don't try to block them one way or the other. Just knock them back.
Wholesale substitutions now. The real goal line defense comes in for the Trojans of Southern California because the ball is at the 1. It's second down. 14-all with 11:21 left in the game. This is the 12th play of this drive. The drive starting on the California 13. Waiting for a signal as Roth tries to slash in. Touchdown, California!
I'll tell you, there's an awful lot of pushing around that ball when it takes that long to score a touchdown. And Roth knew he better keep it over that white line, or at least on top of it.
This is college football at its finest. What a way to spend an autumn afternoon. And I'm glad you're with us.
Watch the quarterback sneak again. You can see the takeoff by the California line. Roth following the blocks of Williams and Harrison. Big pile up Southern California trying to shoot every one of the gaps. The referees could not tell until they unpiled that he had scored.
All right, Jim Breach now trying for the point after it's up, and it's good. Roth now has really figured in all 3 California touchdowns. He threw 2, and now he gets another one on the board. It is 21-14. Don't go away.
I'm Tom T. Hall, and this is Chevy's new El Camino. It's twice what you might think. Up front, it's a car with an efficient 6 or V8 available. You can even order swivel bucket seats. Now that's comfort. It's also one tough truck with a 6.5-foot cargo box that can handle an 800-pound load. Chevy El Camino, luxurious car, practical pickup. You can have it all in one. Your money's worth, mile after mile.
Lunch! Look at this. This is cooking.
It's a meal.
Oh, real goodness from the Colonel.
Here's the meal.
It's finger-licking good, so you know it's just fine. Let the Colonel people cook for you at lunchtime.
Oh, why do I always brown bag it for lunch?
Right, here's something better from the folks you can trust. Yeah, real goodness from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
It's a good deal.
There's a hectic battle in the Pacific 8 for a trip to the Rose Bowl. UCLA and SC tied coming into this game, but UCLA trailing Washington third quarter 14-13. And of course, California 3-1 in the Pac-8 coming into this game. So this is a big one as they now lead 21-14. Nail's kick is taken by Dwight Ford, who can move. He's at the 15, but a sure tackle by number 70, Rick Miller. Make it Darrell Skogstad. There's Joe Roth, who's been involved in all 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdown passes, and he ran for the last one. From the 1, 21-14, a 9-point underdog. California is in the lead with 10 minutes and 58 seconds left in the game.
And the California defense thinking if we can stop the Trojans 2 more times, we can win this one because our offensive team will move the ball if they get it. We've got to stop them twice more.
What a credit to the defense. Here are the cheers for that unit. The Cal defense. Now from the 15, first down. Evans giving to Ricky Bell. Well, he put a move on some of those backs.
That play is supposed to go to the right of your screen. Bell saw that California was playing it just perfectly, and he came back against the flow. That's what makes him so absolutely impossible to defense. He can read the defense as he gets the ball, and he simply finds daylight.
But truly one of the seesaw battles. California scored first on a pass. Roth to Walker, USC. Bell on a 12-yard run. Roth to Freitas for a Cal touchdown. Evans on a 30-yard run for SC, and now Roth the 1-yard plunge. 21-14, SC trailing. 2nd and 1. Tatupu. Mosi Tatupu gets the first down for the Trojans.
You can see the comparison between Bell and Muncie. Bell leading, but Muncie has made 3 very great catches of the football, which have kept the drives going for California. They're both fine football players.
Tatupu now with 58 yards and 10 carries. There's Muncie, who has 49 yards on receptions. So, first and 10 now for the Trojans from the I. The deep back is Bell, 42. And keying on the great tailback of the Trojans, half of the defense. And this is Rivera.
And he's being told, boy, stay open one more time, hang tough, we can win this one. The California defense is simply ignoring the pass, or almost ignoring the pass. The defensive safety men, Green and Lofton, are playing almost as linebackers.
Now we have a second down and 11 for the Trojans. 9:25 left in the game. They trail by 7. Junior Lee to the far side of the field at the top of your screen. Beautiful run by the fullback. Tatupu, number 36, a sophomore. In fact, as Coach John Mckay announced his resignation at the end of the season at SC to move to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Hugh Culverhouse, and all in Tampa, he leaves a team that will be mighty strong next year.
You could see the move, that little cross charge in there, and number 80, Barnes, just simply overran it. Tatupu breaking cleanly. It was a check signal by Evans, and a very good check signal.
The entire backfield will return to SC next year, along with many excellent linemen. From the 40, first down. The gold and blue of Cal on number 42, Ricky Bell. And when you're a star football player, you pay a penalty, bud.
Every time you carry the ball, you get bounced a little, and when you're faking for the ball, you get bounced just as hard. But this is one of the more durable backs that I've ever seen. He simply comes on better and better. As I said earlier, John Mckay calls him my blacksmith. Just keeps hammering away.
And I like his when he says he's the best linebacker, he's the best blocker, but he has to use him as a runner, and he's best at that. Second and 11 now, again, from the 39. Smearren and Lee set away as potential receivers. Evans looks. And Evans is brought down at the 44, short of the first down, so it'll be a third down coming up.
That high hurdle that you saw was by Phil Heck, the senior linebacker from California, who has played a magnificent football game this afternoon. He's been the leading tackler, and he's been on top of every play.
USC on third downs this afternoon have converted 7 of 12. Now it's third down and 6. A bright afternoon. Third and 6 from their own 45. Make it the 44. 7.5 minutes left in the game. Cal 21, SC 14. Ricky Bell. Fourth down coming up.
That was the basic play in the Southern California attack. The sweep, which they call student body. In that case, student body left. The flow of the California defenders was faster than the lead blocks of Southern California.
That was Burl Toller, number 37, whose dad is an official in the NFL that helped the play. Also, Anthony Green, number 31. It's a fourth down and 3 for SC. The ball is at their own 46. And now, Glenn Walker back to punt. Looking into the sun, deep for the California Golden Bears. Number 30, Vern Smith. Bearcats called for. He got into the shadows the last 5 yards. A 34-yard punt, 6:40 left in the game. Cal has the lead and the ball.
That guy thought he was saving a lot of money keeping his car another year. His mistake was he saved too much money. Because he didn't spend a little to look after his car, right? Like changing the oil and putting in a $5 Fram oil filter when he was supposed to, he's going to end up with a big repair bill. Look, if you're not changing your car this year, at least change the filters when you're supposed to. But the choice is yours. You can pay me now or pay me later.
What a madhouse.
What a headache.
I'll take over, John. Here, take this. They're strong. Anison's adult strength.
They're all adult strength.
But while ordinary aspirin, buffered aspirin, and Anacin start with the same amount of pain reliever, adult strength Anacin adds 23% more. Then Anacin adds an extra ingredient not found in the others.
How's your headache?
Gone. And no upset stomach.
Adult strength Anacin.
In our exclusive coverage of the finest in football, NCAA Saturday afternoon action, 2 games have been announced on a regional week next week. Georgia versus Florida, 1:30 Eastern Time. Pitt versus West Virginia at 1 Eastern Time. The other games will be announced on Monday of the coming week. And speaking of Pittsburgh going against West Virginia, they are really rivals. Tony Dorsett today over 150 yards to go over the 1,000-yard mark. So now, California surprisingly leading USC 21-14. USC undefeated. And now, from their own 20, first down.
Oh, he is somebody.
Chuck Muncie, a definite candidate for the Heisman Trophy. This is the first showcase for him, Bud. They haven't been on television in 4 years, the University of California, so you haven't heard much about him. But his statistics prove that he's got it.
Big, strong, remarkable balance. And I could just feel as the California defensive unit came off the field, Chris, and past the offensive team coming on, they said, okay, we stopped him. You guys get another one.
And now Muncie is off limping. He now has 112 yards today and 15 carries. His 4th consecutive 100-yard game. 7 of 8 games this year over 100 yards. Walker in motion. Dixon replaces Muncie. Here's Dixon. That was a 1st and 10 from the 34. Muncie went out of bounds at that spot, even though he tight-roped it down the far sideline in the sun. Walt Underwood, number 95, along with Gary Jeter, the tackles for SC. We have Lewis, 57, Matthews, 60. 71 Steele, 50 Bruce, Logie, 54, Hogan, 48, Strozier, 49, 23 Bush, and 46 Reese. They have the work cut out for them because they trail with 5:58 to go. It's a 2nd down and 7 for California from their own 37. George Freitas on a very casual move by Joe Roth. 21 yards into SC territory at about the 42.
Johnny Mckay shaking his head. There was a running fake. Everybody covered. Roth coolly just drops the ball off to a man who was not really part of the original play, George Freitas, the tight end, who just rolled out into daylight. Roth can truly see that field from sideline to sideline.
All right. California impressing everyone. And this year in the Pac-8 and the Big Ten, more than one team can go to bowl games. So this is a big one for the Golden Bears. Muncie. Muncie to the 32.
This defensive team of Southern California was by far the best in the Pac-8 going into this game. California is living up to their advanced spelling as maybe the best offensive team in the country. They have such great balance. Let's watch it again. Muncie reading, cutting up inside of Newton's block, weaving, and then watch him lower those shoulders.
And a good block from the left guard, Pat Nico. As we look at Chuck Muncie, 121 yards. Bell has 115. Let's take a pause in this hectic action. A breather will be welcome.
This guy happens to be successful. Very successful. And he looks it. You can bet that his hair isn't dry, stiff, or wild-looking. His hair looks healthy, alive, naturally terrific. Because he uses this natural conditioner every day. Brill Cream, regular or new anti-dandruff. Just a little dab of Brill Cream is the natural way to make success go to your head.
You've got a mile of boxcars chasing you home. It's getting close to the end of the line. You can almost taste what's coming because the next stop is called Miller Time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we got the beer. Miller Beer.
There's the story, 5:14 to go in this ball game. And California, 9-point underdog, leading 21-14. They have a 1st and 10 at the SC 32, 4th quarter. And Bud, even a field goal wouldn't be too bad.
One more first down, and they're definitely within field goal range. Breach got about a 51 yard range, but that's getting it out there, testing it. Move another first down, though, and he's definitely within it, and time running out. 5:14 remaining.
There's a young coach who was influenced by Pappy Waldorf, Pete Newell, many, many coaches, including Pete Elliott. All right, from the 32 of SC, first down. The deep back is 42, Muncie. Up front, 33, Newton. '50 is Kevin Bruce. 97 is Jeter, as Chuck Muncie carried on the play inside the 30 to the 29. Comparative stats. Bell with 115 yards, 4.8 each carry. Muncie 121 yards, 7.5 yards average on each carry. So now it's second down and 7 at the SC. 29, 4:44 to go. Walker 99, Rivera 7 away from the line. Walker to the near side. Rivera going out on the far side. Muncie. Loose ball, and SC recovers. Rivera had thrown a block for Muncie. Muncie hit hard, and Clint Strozier, number 49, recovers the ball for Southern California. This game isn't over yet. Wow, 4:29, California 21, SC 14.
And Mike White shaking his head. We've moved it down there where we've got a field goal, and the ball simply pops out. Let's watch Muncie. Breaks dead ahead now as he gets into traffic. He skips the tackle of Bush and is hit very hard. I believe that was Hogan that delivered the blow. The ball flew way up out in the air, and it comes right back to Hogan.
And now from the 9-yard line, SC will try to move practically the length of the field to tie it up or to go ahead. Evans is the quarterback. And Ricky Bell gets him out of deep spots, out to the 16. Phil Heck, number 88, tripping him up. Number 80 in the white is Mike Howell, the tight end, who's been doing the blocking. In the first half, he caught a pass and figured into a couple of plays. So we'll be watching him, the tight end for SC.
I have to feel, Chris, that both of these defensive units are good, but the offenses are exceptional.
Yes, second down and 4 from the 16. Credit has to go to Strozier, who hit Muncie and then recovered the ball. Here's Bell for no gain. Larry Grady, number 53, in on the play.
And the California defender saying one more play here. If we can stop him here, boy, things look good.
An upset in the making. 3:31 to go. It's going to be now third down and 3 from the 16. 3:26 to go, and the clock is running. 18, Randy Sinren, is in the lineup. He's going to be split to the near side of the field. And as a wing, number 7, Dennis Thurman to the near side. Intended for Thurman, fourth down, and look at the California fans.
And Johnny Mckay trying to decide, should we punt the ball or do we want to try to go for it? And they're going to try to go for it, Chris.
Coming in with the play, number 19, Junior Lee, the senior from Long Beach, California, as we look at John Mckay in his 16th year. Again, an undefeated team this year. They're the national defending champions.
I've got to figure it's a good call. The way California's moving the ball, it'll be tough for Southern Cal to get it back again. They've got to try to make the first down to keep possession.
Fourth down, they need 3 yards. Watch 42 and 36. A fumble.
Doesn't matter who recovered it.
Number 88, Phil Heck. They're patting him on the back. Number 97 was in there, too, and did a tremendous job. Paul Vondermaiden. And
I guarantee you that Phil Heck deserves those congratulations. What an afternoon he's had at linebacker.
All right, from the 16, following a recovery of a loose ball, California now they can play with the clock. 3 minutes to go. They lead 21-14. They started off with the first touchdown. They've alternated scoring, but now Cal has gotten a break. Tom Newton carrying on the play. We'd like to welcome the ABC remote of the LSU-Mississippi game from Jackson, Mississippi. Sorry that you joined us so late. It's been a tremendous football game. Been so fast, we'll try to recap it for you. But right now, underdog California, a 9-point underdog, leads John Mckay's Trojans 21-14. And here we have a
distraught coach, Chris.
Yeah. And with an offside, we have a first down. The ball is at the 11. The spirit of college football. Look at it everywhere.
The revival of California football under Mike White. Back to the glory days of Pappy Waldorf.
And Johnny Olszewski and Jackie Jensen. And remember, California has not defeated Southern California here in Berkeley since 1957. That's why they're happy. 16 yards, one play, touchdown.
Johnny Mckay knew that this was going to be an awfully tough one. This same team tied last year's Southern California national champions 15-15.
And Jim Breach ups the count, and there's their head coach, a graduate of Cal in 58, Mike White, rather. We'll be back after this.
Sorry, we never got your reservation. Surprise!
You get enough surprises when you travel. That's why Holiday Inn thinks the best surprise is no surprise. You know you'll get a reservation you can count on and a big, comfortable room at a comfortable price. There are 152 special standards for rooms, reservations, restaurants that let you know at every Holiday Inn the best surprise is no surprise.
When you've got to get through and the roads turn tough, it helps to have a tire like the Sears steel-belted Snow Guard. With a kind of sure-footed traction that comes from a combination of steel belts and deep fighting snow tread. The Sears steel-belted Snow Guard, on sale now. Save 25 to 35%, only at Sears.
You're looking at Tom Newton, who scored a touchdown for California as they took over and moved it 16 yards in one play to go ahead 28-14. And again, hello to all the Tiger fans of LSU and the Ole Miss fans as their telecast is over in Jackson, Mississippi, and you join this one, which has been a beaut.
And all of the Southern California fans and all of the Southern California team is thinking right now, we ran kickoffs back against Notre Dame, which many college football fans have seen, and we can run one back right now.
We have Dwight Ford, 20 deep, along with Rod Connors, 17. Up front, number 5, Mike Carey on a short kick, pulls his way out to the 34-yard line. Mike Carey carrying it for SC. Most of the right side of the football field, the natural grass here at California Memorial Stadium, covered with shadows. Kentucky defeating Tulane 23-10. That's a final. 2:25 left in our game here in Berkeley. California 28, USC 14. And you know, USC unbeaten in their last 28 Pac-8 games. They've had 2 ties. And against California, they won 14 of the last 16, with, as you have pointed out, Bud, a tie last year, 15 all. There is Mike White, 4th year, former offensive coordinator at Stanford.
And he couldn't be any more happy than he is at this moment. It's the culmination of 4 years of hard effort to bring this team back from the NCAA recruiting penalties, the probation, and this is the glory day that turned it around.
And we've had an offside on the kick against California. So we'll re-kick from the 35 to our left. John Mckay. It's a tough afternoon for him, especially coming into the San Francisco Bay Area with 2 titles, that of resigning as head coach of SC to take the head coaching job for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
He's been one of the great coaches in college football history. 4 national champions. He's taken his team to 3 successive Rose Bowls. He wanted to hold that announcement until after the season was over, but there was just too much conversation about it. Everybody was up in the air. Hey, John, what are you going to do? And he decided I must make the announcement. Did, and then went on with the preparations for the game.
All right, Ken Randall has been added to the deep backs, number 12. Rod Connors is back there, too. It's Randall that gets the handle. Randall, number 12, out to the 10, 15. And a couple of short tackles bring him down. Randall at about the 17 on a 15-yard return. Now you're looking at the top 10 scores today. Nebraska defeating Missouri, seen on ABC earlier, 30-7. Oklahoma over Oklahoma State, Bud, 27-7. And the Buckeyes over Indiana, 24-14.
And Southern California being defeated here, Chris, will drop down in the standings, although they're playing an excellent football team, even though they're unrated. This California team, number 1 in the country on offense.
And, of course, the Pac-8 and the Big Ten teams, more than one, can go to bowls this year. And they certainly wouldn't want to overlook California.
I certainly would not think so. And the defensive team this afternoon has been the secret to their success. They've played a very smart defensive game, capitalizing on Southern California's good passing attack, but certainly not a great passing attack, and they've just ignored the passing threat most of the afternoon and have been able to bottle up the runs.
A procedure or position infraction has just been leveled against the defense of University of California. As we look at other scores, Alabama and Mississippi State tonight. Michigan over Minnesota, 7-point difference. These are the top 10. Number 8, Texas, defeating SMU 30-22. Penn State eking one out over Maryland, 15-13, and Florida 31, Auburn 14. Florida-Georgia game is one of our regional games a week from today here on ABC. 1st and 5. Greg Ricks, the interception. Greg Ricks, a junior from National City, California, gets the interception, and the upset, it appears, is going to hold. 28-14, California, unranked, going against number 4 ranked USC.
You can see a receiver coming across the field. It was Thurman, and he was open. If the ball had been thrown a little bit sooner, the ball was delayed. Evans didn't quite get rid of it, and Ricks back there playing as an outfielder went to the ball, made the interception.
Joe Roth, Newton, number 33, 99 Walker, Mickett Jones, 46, and Muncie, number 42. 46 Jones on the carry from the 36, first down. Minute 58 remaining in the ball game.
A lot of people overlook the fact, Chris, when you're trying to kill that clock, if you run wide, it takes a few more seconds, and if you're not going out of bounds, it's the best way to let the clock run.
I haven't had a chance to mention this, but join Bill Fleming tomorrow in College Football 75. Highlights from games like Maryland, Penn State, Florida, Auburn, Miami of Ohio, Toledo, Michigan, Minnesota, and Navy, Notre Dame. That's College Football with Bill Fleming tomorrow. Check your local listings for time and station in your area. 2nd down and 5 now from the 31. California with the ball. 33, Newton. Tom Newton.
He's as good as John Mckay says.
And there's John Mckay. This is a long string of unbeaten games for John as we look at Mike White.
He's still afraid to smile, Chris, even though he's got it locked.
His throat has to be very dry. Parched lips and tongue, no doubt.
And emotion in your heart. Tears are awfully close to you at a moment like this when you've gone through the 4 tough years that Mike has and just kept rebuilding.
1st and goal now for California. Coming up to the 1-minute mark of this game. California leading 28-14. Jones. And a good hit by number 49, who's had a great day today. Clint Strozer of Oxnard, California. Week from today, wide world of sports, including another running of the exciting Washington, D.C. International with Wajima, with Ollie France, with Dahlia. Well, it's the richest field ever entered in a horse race, and it's on the turf. It'll be a part of ABC's Wide World of Sports.
There's the difference in emotion on the 2 benches. Mike White on the right, John Mckay on the left.
2nd down, goal from the 5. 56 seconds to go. Trying to dent that tough line is John Dixon, number 44. In the backfield, we have Joe Roth, who has been involved in 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdown passes, scored 1 of his own, and he has directed a beautiful game. And UCLA is trailing by 1. It could be a 3-way tie if UCLA loses because of California's victory here over Southern Cal. 3-way tie in the Pac-8. 3 wins, 1 loss, each team. Now 21 seconds to go. 3rd down and goal from the 3. And with a marker down.
I think they exceeded the 25-second count, Chris, but this is a time when that penalty doesn't hurt you any.
This is one of the happier days at California Memorial Stadium in many, many years. The first time since 1957, Bud, that Cal has defeated SC.
And I think, Chris, that evidence of what you're saying is everybody is here. There's no one heading for the exits. They all want to really relish the victory that has been so long eluding their gasp.
Well, Bud, every time I get with you, it seems we have a fantastic football game. I've enjoyed it working with you today. Bill Friel, our spotter, Ben Harvey, our statistician, Bell with 122 yards, Muncie with 146 rushing. So in that head-to-head battle, Muncie is on top today. He had over 50 yards on passes caught. 14 seconds left. 3rd down from the 8. And that was Tom Newton, who scored the last California touchdown. 8, 7. So now, the second time in 4 years, USC has suffered defeat in Northern California. The last Pac-8 loss was in 1971 to Stanford, and now today, California, only their 3rd win over USC in 18 years. John Mckay,
sportsman that he was, is trying to get to Mike White, but he can't reach him.
All right. We'll return to Berkeley after this message.
State Farm agent Doug Mays.
We specialize, of course, in the personal lines, meaning the automobile insurance, the fire insurance, the life insurance.
They want someone who is professional, someone they can have confidence in, and they want to be able to understand what they're buying.
State Farm agent Jim Golden.
Their family. But most of all, they want someone that they can count on to be there when they need him. And I think most people will find that a State Farm agent's that kind of a guy.
State Farm is there. I don't have to fiddle with my RCA XL100 because I turn it on, it comes up, and the color, in my opinion, is just great.
That was one TV expert. What about others? What color TV do more of these TV experts own? RCA. Right down the line. Think about it.
I like the color on the XL100. I like its sharpness. I like its accuracy.
If it isn't RCA, it isn't XL100.
Chuck Muncie of California wins the Chevrolet Offensive Player of the Game. And also for California, linebacker Phil Heck with 12 tackles and 3 assists wins that award. Travel arrangements made through a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United, offering bicentennial fare savings to more of your land than any other airline. Come celebrate and save with United's bicentennial fare. Once again, the final score in a big upset. California 28, USC 14. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as a leader in sports television.
Two hold-up men raise an army to liberate a captured body on SWAT tonight on ABC.